Okay, looks like we're back. Are we back? Hello. We're back. Okay.
Flop. Was Will Smith, now it's him.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was the producer on his football show, whatever the fuck that was. Playmakers, whatever, Ballers. I think this to him is like very low risk in terms of like $3 million or whatever he's putting in, and very high reward.
Yeah.
So you take that risk.
Great business decision.
Yes.
While we're talking about great business decisions, let's talk about the king. Let's talk about the king of New York.
Bruh.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
He really is.
No other rapper in New York should even mention themselves as the king because they know they can't beat him with numbers. They know that the people don't care about their street cred if that's what you want to beat him on.
Mm-hmm.
And the people don't care enough about their raps to discredit Tekashi for how whack he is at rhyming.
Really?
Right.
Right? Like, his antics swallow all them whole.
And his songs, even though I don't think he can rap, his songs slap.
No, he got a
Gotta
good...
have fucking herbalism for Swift Thistle. That's gonna be fucking huge. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I want to rock, dude. I kind of want to go leatherworking just because I think it'd be fun. Make these fucking Shadowcraft gloves at like whatever 40. Hands. Where at? These guys, baby. These guys, baby. Those are big, dude. Those are big. Those along with like an assassination spec, dude? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This would also be very good. Although I'd have to get cured heavy hide. You can just make cured heavy. Heavy silken thread, shadow gem, shadow get hide, thick leather. I'll just be a hell of a farm.
I'll give that to him or his producer, whoever he
Yeah.
works with. He's got a good ear because the songs are
That's
catchy.
what it would be.
Yep.
And this one was marketed brilliantly,
So good.
specifically. Obviously, I think it's first day out now.
Yep. First day off house arrest.
First day of house arrest, he's in Bed-Stuy. He's crossing the Williamsburg Bridge. Maybe it was a Brooklyn Bridge, I'm not sure. He's walking around. It's his basically way of saying, hey, I'll do whatever I want. My first day, I'm not
untouchable.
hiding. Now, granted, he's hiding. Nobody knows where the fuck he is right now.
Yeah.
But he found a safe way to go. I'm not hiding.
Yeah.
Not I'm untouchable. I'm going to troll all the gangsters that said I wasn't going to walk around.
Right.
You come to the hood, went to the hood, shot the video in the hood, right? He does subtle shit that's fucking brilliant. In the video, he has this bandage on his
Yeah.
neck, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was a mask, but it's a bandage.
Right.
The last scene of the video, he's driving in a car and the bandage gets caught in the wind and it throws off, and then it stops.
I thought he ripped it off.
Yeah, it comes off a little. He rips it off. So now I'm going, well, what the fuck was under the bandage?
Yep.
Now I gotta go to your Instagram, and I gotta see if you have any pictures of your neck. If it's a neck tattoo or whatever the fuck it is, I gotta see. Now while I'm on your Instagram, I'm like, all right, it's on and popping. I might as well follow this kid. He's marketing on another level.
Yeah.
He's not doing the classic, like, he includes the stupid money thing,
Yeah.
the stupid chain shit, like the low-hanging fruit of rap PR. Look, I've got money, and it's folded
He does
together.
do it more obnoxiously though, and it,
Am I fucking... No, it looks like I'm good.
it's like more. It works better, I think, because he's so obnoxious with it.
What I don't understand is,
know,
like,
dude.
why, at what point will other rappers...
I don't know, dude.
At what point will other rappers stop
we good?
hating and
Like-
start learning?
My playback
It's
is...
gonna take a long time. It took people a long time with you, with comedy.
Fair
I
enough.
don't fucking know.
Fair enough.
It's a lot of this ain't working. This isn't the way. TV's still a thing. It's not going away for 20 years, and then it works enough times. You get enough million video views, and you're just people like, all right, man. I guess this is what it is.
So rappers just aren't there yet.
They're not there yet. They haven't figured out that like antics sell, and we don't need you to be truly authentic because that seems completely counterintuitive.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of disagree, guys.
Go.
I think the antics are starting to not work. Like, he had the biggest drop ever in terms of Billboard with his last song that he came out with. Like, it was like #2 in the country, and then the next week it was number 125, like some crazy drop.
Right.
Like, I think when you play that antics game and people start to realize, oh, you're just the antics guy, that gets old.
I'll say this. I don't think that he makes songs to last forever.
Yeah, but
I
it gotta
think-
last more than a week.
No. I really don't think that they do. I think his goal is actually to treat the songs as throwaways. I'm going to surge with interest on one day. I'm going to spike all the interest into one day and shoot it far up to the charts, maybe get #1. And then there'll be zero interest the next day because there's no real like nutritional value there in the music. But it doesn't matter because I got my #1. On to the next one. And he can keep on creating #1s that people are bored of the next day. It doesn't matter because it's low-hanging fruit content. Like, it's not like he works on the bars like Kendrick Lamar or an Eminem or Jay-Z is like really crafting these songs. He's just throwing out some
So then
popcorn.
I would
how is he
also-
making money?
I would also draw one more parallel to Schultz if I could guess you one more time.
Go.
There, before comedy, there was YouTube stars, social media stars, antics. The talent isn't really there, but they got the antics, and they spike, they ebb and flow, they have their, great video, whatever. Tekashi, we said it, he's not a skilled rapper, but he's gotten this far off just antics. And then when somebody's gonna come around and combine skill with antics, then it's a game changer. And that's what it's gonna take for things to completely flip. It's gonna take one guy who's gonna say, Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole or whoever who can rap and be like, nah, I'm gonna have antics that are less ridiculous but still antics, and then be true to the craft and be a good rapper. And I think then people are gonna be like, oh, this is a lot of marketing and smoke and mirrors as much as anything else.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. It's like, and I'm doing that because you're complimenting me.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're saying that like I brought quality
Good jokes.
Yeah, to the internet where
Yes.
people were fine with like stupid sketches where like guys put on wigs.
Yes.
And then we like put high quality stand up on there and people are like, oh, this is fire.
Yeah.
And same thing that we're doing to monologues in a way. It's like,
Yeah.
It's like I want to make everybody feel. I want everybody else to feel like the condom is on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I want when you watch our monologues to be like, yo, this is raw sex. And then you go watch some of the competition and you're like, yo, this is
Yeah.
sex with a condom, right? But
And that's what it looks like.
and that's what and I think Akash's point is really brilliant. It's like that could happen if the next generation of rapper understands what a Tekashi does
Yeah.
and then uses that, but also comes through with real content
Yeah.
and real songs and fire bars. Like, imagine your favorite rapper lyrically had Tekashi's PR mind.
Bruh.
I think that used to be Kanye.
Yeah.
Sort of Kanye.
That's
Yeah.
a fucking
That's a good
great.
point.
That was Ye, right?
Yeah.
It was like a guy who was decent at rap, but great at PR and great at like musical ear, making the music himself. Yeah, that's fucking so true. So we just need the next version of Ye to come up. I don't know who that is.
And that's why Life of Pablo was so big. It was probably not his best rap, but like antics were high, and then this album sounds amazing. Got a couple songs that slap. His bars are kind of whatever, but like, dude, this album is great. And with the antics, it's a
Yeah.
different. It was like, I remember everybody going nuts over Life of Pablo.
Yeah. That's interesting. Who do you think the next will be? Mark, you're in on these young rappers.
Oh yeah.
Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow.
Do you think he's got the antics though?
Nah, I'm not really
He's
sure.
too authentic. He's too real.
Yeah, he's too real, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
When you're from the streets, you can't really take it out of someone like that.
Right. No, I get it. Jack is a tough guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe like Roddy Ricch. Like, I don't know if he has the antics like that, but like as far as like the star power behind him, like he's got every cosign. Like everyone's gassing him within rap.
But does he understand the game? Does he understand the flex? Does he understand not the troll? Does he understand like how interest is drummed up now? Don't got it.
Is it possible those two things can even go together though? Because if antics requires, if it's like
It's a
necessary,
tough needle to thread.
that's what I'm saying. Like if it's necessary for antics to be like oh, I'm belligerent and like obnoxious and loud.
Yeah.
And then quality to be like, I'm thoughtful, introspective, and delicate.
Yeah.
Are those two things like necessarily even compatible?
What you're describing is Steph Curry. It's like never has somebody who could shoot the ball so well been able to dribble so well because there's no need to do it. Right? Like if I can shoot from anywhere on the court,
Yeah.
I don't need to learn how to dribble to get by you.
And pass.
Right? Like, yeah, it's redundant. And like, I don't need to get by you because I'm going to shoot from 35 feet and I'm wet. So I don't even need a crossover.
Right.
And if you do come out and play D at 35 feet, I could probably get by you with 1 or 2 moves.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't need every single move, which is what Steph has.
Right.
So then you have that super unique talent, which can do both on the basketball.
Let's do this. Do that. Okay. Who do we gotta kill now? We gotta kill. Who am I? 7 sailors. Looks like just 7 sailors. Dude, fucking RNG, just give me a fucking bag, dude. Please.
Court, right? That's also going to transcend to art in any way. Stand up. Like stand ups now, because of what we did, every stand up is going to need to know how, at least when they start, to edit videos, post clips, do all this. That's just baseline for stand. Know how to operate a camera, know how to use Final Cut. That's bare minimum if you're a starting stand up.
Yeah.
If you're someone who's established, you could pay someone to do it. But bare minimum, they're going to have to learn how to do it. So we created a new game
Yep.
where marketing is part of the fucking game.
I'll say the person that was closest within rap, I think, is Tyler the Creator.
Oh, yo.
When he first came out, he was like, he had legit raps and he was like trying to say something. He had like an actual message and a POV, but he was also going on like SNL and like just fucking around and like running off stage and
So
like,
his first video with him eating the fucking bug or whatever was
yeah,
wild.
exactly. That it
Yo.
set the internet off.
Yeah.
Yo, that's a good one. Tyler is interesting because Tyler understands what it takes to make a moment.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people will go on the Funk Flex freestyle shit
Oh yeah.
and they try to do their most fire freestyle so that Flex would go, oh my God, you're the shit. And then that goes viral. And then Tyler goes, nah, you know, it'd be funny if I say some gay shit and make him feel super weird. That's going to go viral. Tyler understands the value of interest and eyeballs. But he's fine on his own island.
Yeah, and Lil Dicky does it a little bit also. Like he's decent at it where like he'll make these videos that pop,
Yeah.
but the songs are actually pretty good. And he, like some of his other songs have like actual bars. It's just you're trying to find the compatibility between like someone that's intelligent and smart enough to know how to market
Yeah.
and like write really well, but also like
Tortured enough to be an artist.
yeah, exactly tortured enough to be willing to like let themselves be like
And
look
willing
crazy.
to sacrifice a bit of the art, maybe, potentially. I
Yeah.
mean, there's probably a way to do both, but potentially sacrificing the art for the antics.
It's a really rare person, and within rap specifically, I think it's hard.
Best person who probably did it was Eminem.
Yo, I was going to bring up M.
think
It's a
he's the-
different time,
He's the
but
best.
his marketing was crazy.
Yeah.
The music and the marketing were,
The music was up there.
the music was fire. I was just listening to Eminem recently. The music was fire. Like, skill-wise, regardless if you like
He's
rappers
no,
or
no,
not,
he's the one. He's an incredible rapper.
Yeah.
the skill of rap.
Yeah.
And I know people now, it's fun to like look back and be like, hey, he just goes him and him and him and the dude had fucking bars.
And he got respect for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Jay-Z
But-
not putting anybody on his album.
right. But you're right. He knew how to drum up the interest. He knew how to poke the right people.
Yeah, dude.
He
Going
knew
at
what to-
teeny boppers is brilliant.
Hells yeah, especially when it was like the Teeny Bopper Olympics back in the day. It was like
Yeah,
a new boy band or a new girl singing
Yeah.
every other day. And he kind of cut through that
Right.
with like authenticity.
Yeah.
Now it seems almost a little fraudulent, but back then,
his videos were dope. His live performances were dope. Like he would always make a moment where
Son,
it's
I
like
remember his
everybody's talking
MTV
about it.
He knew how
Music
to make a
Awards.
fucking
Remember the
moment.
MTV Music Awards where he's like Me was his song,
And he had, like, 400 motherfuckers
300
who looked.
people, white kids with platinum blonde hair and the white T-shirt and the baggy
Yeah.
jeans, all walking in a line. He fucking got it.
And you go.
Sorry, real quick. I also remember he gave an award speech one time. He got an award, same MTV shit. Goes up and everybody's dressed up. He's got on his fucking tracksuit, baggy ass pants. He's like, yo, I got a speech somewhere. And then he reaches into his pocket, and I didn't even get it because I was like 13 and mad naive. And he just, like 1,000 pills fall out of his pocket. And he's like, oh, my bad. And then he just walks off stage. It's like, yo, he gets the fucking moment.
Yeah. Yo, I'm pretty sure, I think it was him or Steve-O, I can't remember. But someone was telling me like a merch story where I think it was him. He used to sell urinal cakes with his face on them as like concert merch.
Oh, I think that was
I think that
Steve-O.
Was that Steve-O?
Yeah.
I remember it being Eminem because I think Eminem heard about it, was like, oh, that's genius.
Yeah.
So it was like Eminem co-signed it.
Eminem had a really interesting thing. We need to go back and like look at his PR because he had this super balance between like roasting everybody
Yeah.
and also humility, like
Yeah.
self-hatred.
He was
You know
really
what I mean?
good.
Like-
Charlemagne talks about it in Black Privilege. He roasts himself. Like he would
Yeah, the
always
8 Mile
get to
scene, yeah.
Yeah, I always get to me before you can get to me. And then I roast you and I roast me too. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it creates a really interesting authenticity and like you just feel as if you're hearing something truthful.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this guy's not only calling out himself, he's calling out his audience.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, yeah, you guys want to be like me because I curse a lot and do fucked up shit. And like, it's like there's no fourth wall or whatever. And the artists that can do that, or the comedians that can do that, the people that can do that, tend to transcend their
Yeah.
peers in that time, right? And it's hard to not look at them. You're like, oh wow, he's saying whatever, or she's saying whatever.
Yeah.
In this room full of people who are worried about every other word that comes out of their mouth,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta at least listen.
He's Teflon.
I mean, I think making fun of yourself, there's something we admire in that. And probably, for me, it's like aspirational almost. Like when Charlemagne shits on himself, I remember some Vlad interview years ago before I even met him where he was like, I got a lisp, I got fucking black marks, who cares? Whatever, say whatever you want about me.
Yeah.
I've heard it all. And I was like, oh, that's dope. I wish I was that confident. Be like, yeah, I got this thing, that thing, that thing. So I think there's something with Eminem that was also that, which is
6ix9ine
oh,
got
shit.
that too, bro. He's got the humility, man. Like
Oh,
he's got
yeah.
the
He's in that interview. He's like,
self-deprecation.
I know my raps are trash,
yeah,
but it's hot trash.
it's hot trash.
I didn't even know he said that. That's
Oh,
great.
bro, everything's making fun of himself.
Bro, he was on Breakfast Club. He said, he's like, pussy got that, wet got that. What does that,
What does that even
mean?
mean? I think it was Angie Martinez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
that
Angie
one.
Martinez.
He's like, doesn't even
what
make
does that
sense.
even mean? But yo, it's just,
Great.
but it's great.
It's great.
Last point about Eminem. Last point about Eminem.
I need some gosh dang peas
His
balloon,
one
dog.
fuck up marketing wise that
What's
I
up,
saw in his
Bushy?
whole career
You just fucking chilling right here?
when he tried to go at
You got a
Trump.
big old stick hanging in your tail there,
And I'll
guy.
say why. He didn't do it as if that person meant nothing to him. The way he made fun of everybody was like, I'm going to be the guy who is the puppeteer. I have everybody on my string. You know what I mean? Oh, you're being made fun of. You're the Backstreet Boys. You're NSYNC. You're Britney Spears. Everybody getting these bars. With Trump, he actually seemed angry at them. He never seemed angry at Britney. He never seemed angry at NSYNC. He never seemed angry at any of these people he made fun of. But when he did that thing, he's like out of breath. He's like fucking breathing heavy and shit. It was like watching Michael Blaustein make out. He was really like angry, and you could tell he was affected, not the one doing the affecting. And there's never anything funny about that.
I feel like in his rap,
a vision
like
here.
whenever he would go at a rapper, he would take that shit super personally. Like when he went at Ja Rule,
This-
him, 50 Cent, and whoever was on that, and Busta Rhymes, I think, he went at Ja Rule. He just seemed fucking angry and vicious when he went.
Release. Mail? Is this guy a warrior? Oh, hello. God, I just can't wait to get a fucking green that's just the best item I could get. It's gonna feel so good. Rank 2 of this. Put that there.
Loktar.
No, not that one. This one.
For the Horde. Strength.
From the wreckage. Alright, go up here, turn this in, and then I'll go down here, get all this wreckage, and think about heading down there. The fucking worst mobs in the game, dude. I'm gonna have to use.
What can I help you
I'm
with?
gonna have to think about this. Scorpion surprise. I don't know if I want to buy that. Dink, dink, dink. Should I maybe think about making some potions?
When at like Benzo, wherever the fuck that guy's name.
Benzino, yeah.
Benzino.
Ah.
Destroy that motherfucker. When he would go at rappers, he treated Trump like a rapper. And maybe that was a fuck
Interesting.
up. But I also just thought, like, man, if he just quit after Detox, I'm sure he's having fun, but his
Yeah.
legacy would be crazy.
Yeah, but he fucked. In my opinion, it would be crazy. You're right. He stayed in the game too long. Maybe some Roy Jones Jr. shit.
Yeah, and he's having fun, so I want to knock it, but it ain't the same.
Do your thing.
Yeah.
That being said, he had the perfect opportunity to inject himself back in like mainstream rap culture because nobody bullied Trump.
Yeah. He took it
he-
personally. He didn't bully him.
Exactly. He had the opportunity to bully.
Bullying's not personal.
It's not.
It's just I'm an asshole. You're the victim.
You're gonna
of
be
it.
the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
And he should have. Well, we always joke around and say he should have fucking rubbed his hair and poked his belly.
Yeah.
He should have teased him.
Yeah.
He should have little bitched him.
Yeah.
If he wanted to play that role, if he
still-
really wanted to antagonize Trump, he should have little babied him or little broed him.
And who's better at that than Trump? He's the king of a little baby.
And do you think it didn't tear Eminem apart that Trump
Absolutely.
didn't respond?
Oh yeah.
It tore him a fucking part. Because
Yeah.
everybody who's ever spoken to was bothered. And then Trump acted like it never even happened.
Yeah. Who's the guy that can do that to Trump?
Trump has to care about your opinion, or the person who is doing that to Trump has to convince Trump's following of what they're saying.
Yeah.
So Trump only cares about the opinion if the masses care,
Yeah.
right? So he's just playing to the masses. If the masses don't care about it, you don't get. I think he's bothered by SNL, but he knows that his base hates SNL so much. He's like, okay, I can live with it. I could discredit him.
Because also SNL cares and it doesn't seem as effective. The most brilliant thing he does is crooked Hillary, boring Jeb, or whatever.
Yeah.
Always something. What would you call Donald to fuck with them that can undercut him with everybody and be like, oh yeah, I guess. The only thing I can think of is Dementia Donald. This guy's clearly got dementia. That's Dementia Donnie. Dementia Donnie. Dementia Donnie.
I call him Poor Donnie, bro.
Oh.
I go poor. And
I
he
think
goes, I'm not
Cuban-
poor. You go, yeah, you are.
I think
just
Cuban is the
call-
one guy. That's why I think Cuban could have beaten him maybe because Cuban can bully him with his wallet.
Bro, that was a trash talk I used to do in soccer. Anytime we were playing, no matter what the score was, I would just say scoreboard. And they go, yeah, but you're losing. I go, scoreboard. And they would lose their fucking mind. It's the all-time best trash talk. You just go, yeah, scoreboard. We're winning. You go, no, you're not. You go, I'm. Like, you can't.
Wait, what?
Dumbasses did you play soccer with?
You
who would be
can't argue with a
affected by that?
crazy person. So if you just go, yo, Trump, you're poor. He goes, no, I'm not. You go, yeah, you are. It's like,
But you're not getting under their skin.
yeah,
just
because
are an idiot.
no, because he hates being called poor.
If he's
Do
actually
you remember that
poor.
horrible point I tried to make on Patreon last week? This is that.
Son, this was really bad, bro. I thought you were about to hit us with some fire.
I thought,
I thought you were
he
going to
started
say,
strong, and then
son,
it was like,
I really thought you were going to say when you were playing these schools, you would call them poor.
That's what I thought.
And
yo.
I was like,
that
that's
was hype.
sick, dude.
Yo, you about to be the new Jack Harlow of this bitch. Yo, popping.
Nah, what is? I
that
think
shit was
Dementia
hilarious.
Donald is good because it just gets in his head. So anytime he fucks up anything, is that the dementia? Is that the dementia?
And any of his followers could be like, oh shit, does he have dementia? Crooked Hillary, you're like, yeah, the bitch is crooked.
Son, what they did to Hillary was genius. Who was it? Was it you I was talking to about this, Mark? What about when they made her look sick?
Oh, bro, no, that's the guy that came at me on Twitter.
He said that.
Yeah.
It was in his documentary or what?
I heard it on
Yeah, it was Dax's podcast. You're talking to Andrew
something.
Morantz.
Yeah,
Okay.
Morantz, yeah.
Yeah. He was like an
And-
all right investigator journalist guy.
Okay.
And basically, he was. If you want to explain it.
He met this guy who turned out to be Mike Cernovich. This guy.
Oh, yeah,
and
Cernovich.
That guy said, "I'm gonna make Hillary lose the election. I just don't like Hillary. I'm not super pro-Trump. I just don't like Hillary."
Right.
So what he would do, and Andrew Morantz was like, "I saw this happen." He would get on like Periscope and watch the latest Hillary press conference or whatever, and with like 100 or 1,000 people or whatever, he'd be like, "What can we pick at here to make it seem like she's ill?" Because he said, especially with women, but with anybody, if you make a person seem sick, you're just not gonna want to vote for him. You're just very put off by that person. So she would like blink a few times and he'd be like, let's say she had a stroke. Right there, let's do it. And then those people would all tweet it, and he knew if those people tweeted it, it would hit this reporter, and that reporter would tweet about it, and if that reporter tweeted about it, then this reporter would tweet about it, and then enough of that happens and it starts trending, and now just the idea is planted in people's brains. Maybe Hillary is sick. And that's enough to make people
They
not
showed her
vote for it.
falling. Remember when she like
Yep.
stumbled as she
Yep.
was going to the car?
And you think about this 5 years ago, whatever it was, you're like, oh, fuck, I remember all of this trending on Twitter.
Yeah.
Having to defend Hillary not being sick, or people being like, yo, Hillary's sick. It was crazy. One guy just floated the idea out there.
It'd be great if you used that to stop Bill from fucking children. No, I think he's been super against that. I think he's been calling that out. I think Cernovich has been all over the Jeffrey Epstein thing.
Guy got me death threats, but whatever,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sure.
man. Listen, great people can do bad things.
Just ask Bill Clinton.
What else we got, Al?
Trump wants to ban TikTok.
Ooh.
Bruh, not only does Trump want to ban it, now he might back off because Microsoft wants to buy it.
This is the craziest shit.
Boy, this Bill Gates a bad motherfucker.
This is
yo.
a bad motherfucker right here, bro. That Bill Gates a bad motherfucker.
Why is he a bad motherfucker?
Listen, I don't have any proof to this. This is just like what I'm assuming. Okay. This is pure speculation, conspiracy. Bill Gates does not have a social media platform. He has LinkedIn, but
Oh,
LinkedIn I
okay.
don't see as social media. It's like
It's not.
It's not. You can't move culture with LinkedIn.
Right.
You move culture, sway elections with social media platforms. Fastest growing social media platform on the planet.
TikTok.
TikTok. You get America's youth with the TikTok, right? It's like Facebook was the young people's app, right? Then Instagram came out, and now Facebook is like, oh, it's just old people on Facebook.
Yep.
Now TikTok is out, and eventually Instagram is going to be looked at like the old shit.
Yeah.
So here, Bill Gates, this is the conspiracy that I'll just make up. Bill Gates gets Trump and other people to say that TikTok is being used by the Chinese government to mine our data, right?
Okay.
It's not owned by the Chinese government, but any company that operates within China and is a Chinese
That shit
company
is owned by the Chinese government.
is owned by the Chinese government. In other words, at any point in time, can they be like, yo, we need the data, etc. Some people are saying that what they're using is they're using the kids to see what their parents' politics are.
Oh, interesting.
So, like, if the kids are doing like cool Trump posters or cool, Hillary or cool Biden like posts, etc., dances, all that kind of, you find what the political views of the parents are, because when you're a kid, your politics always reflect your parents.
Right.
Always.
Yeah.
Right? You go to college, maybe shit starts to get mixed up. When
Right.
you're like 14 years old, it's like, oh, dad likes Trump, I like Trump. It is what it
Right.
is. I think Gates is like, I need to be in the social media game.
Yeah.
Or the people who run Microsoft, if it's not Gates' day-to-day. We need to be in the social media game. Go say that China's using this data against us, some nefarious purposes.
Yep.
And they could be, very well could be. They can't own this company and have it be this popular in America. Make sure China leaves this company, divests from the company, or at least the U.S. part of it, and then I'll buy the company.
Yeah.
Now, this is where it gets really good. Who was just in front of Congress recently? All the heads of,
yeah. Except him.
except Bill Gates. Why is Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, the Google dude, who else? There's one more of them there, right?
Yeah, I can't remember. It was Amazon,
Jack
Google.
Dorsey.
Maybe,
No,
I
it
don't
wasn't
know.
Jack Dorsey. It was Amazon, Google, Facebook, and one other guy. I can't remember who.
Doesn't matter. Bill Gates not there at all.
Yeah.
Nobody more entrenched in
Oh,
the
so
tech
it was
world.
Apple.
Oh, yeah,
What's his
Tim
name?
Cook. Nobody more entrenched in tech than Bill Gates. Why is
Yeah.
Bill Gates not there?
Right.
Busy making a vaccine or some shit? Why is he not there?
Yeah.
They're worried about monopolistic practices from those companies. Apparently not Microsoft. So now Zuckerberg can't even go say, I'll put in a bid for TikTok, because you were just in front of Congress for having monopolistic practices. So if he's really playing this level chess, where he gets Zuckerberg to look like this big monopolistic motherfucker. So he can't make the pitch for TikTok. And then you come in and then save the day? None of those other big companies that could easily afford TikTok can go buy it because now they might have too much market share or whatever the fuck it is. They just got to lay low for a second.
Yeah.
Shit.
So he spoils their meal and then goes scoops it up on the low potentially.
One thing that I
Please
would
poll calls, yeah.
India also banned TikTok. India's been on TikTok.
Yep.
Weirdly, America copied India, which is rare. But India banned TikTok for that exact same reason. Chinese government, too much data. We're not doing it.
Yep.
It's out. So doesn't that lend some kind of credence, you think, to the idea that it's not just America doing this? It's also happening with other countries.
I think I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
And I think the illusion with American social media platforms is that they don't share the data with the government.
Right.
But I think that is a complete illusion.
I think they share with everybody.
I think they share it with the American government, not
Right.
everybody. But like, for example, Facebook, Instagram.
Oh, I think they'll also sell it, is what I'm saying.
Oh, they can sell it to advertisers,
Yes.
maybe. But like, I think it operates in a little bit different way. Because I don't think the advertisers are doing so much like, sway an election or that
Right,
kind of stuff.
correct.
Whereas like America might give Tim Cook a call and go, yo, we need some data on that Apple Music shit.
Yeah, yeah.
We need to know who's buying what, this, that, for whatever reason. Who knows why. I don't know how you even manipulate an election yet. We got to do some research.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it with that data. That being said, I think it's entirely possible that they're using it to data mine, and I think it's entirely possible that they don't want China to have all that data.
Yes, I think that's possible, plausible.
100%.
I think that's a fact. And my theory is, I don't care how much money you're giving away after you die. If you are at any point in your life the richest person in the world, you got some sociopathic shit going on.
Right.
You enjoy being the top dog on all fronts. Bill Gates has fallen pretty far in that race. Bezos is the guy now. And I think on some level, if you're a tech giant who was for years the richest person on earth, you're looking at this like, I don't know what the fuck you guys think this is, but don't think I can't just come shut you down also. Cook, Jobs, whoever. I'm the fucking guy. Don't forget that. So as soon as he sees this shit starting to pop off in India, I think he's like, okay, let's start lining up the chess pieces. Let's start. What is it exactly to your point? What will get us a ton of market share? In the same way Zuckerberg bought Instagram, what's the next closest move I can do to replicate that? Let's buy TikTok. These guys are all going in front of Congress. They did put, decades ago, I think Microsoft was under the microscope for monopolistic practices.
Yeah.
They had to back off. Let's go. We're back in the game. It's been 20 years. These guys are all under the microscope. Let's fucking go. I'm going to be top dog again. Don't fucking think I backed out of this game. I'm the guy. That was my thinking. It was like a sociopathic, like,
Some ego shit.
yeah, some ego shit. Yeah. I don't give a fuck if you're
Because
giving
what
it
I
all
didn't
away.
understand is why Microsoft was the only one that was going to buy them. It's like, why couldn't any company was willing to put up the money to buy them?
Yeah, that's
That's
another
just
thing.
what I don't understand.
Why,
It's like,
yeah.
Like, why just Microsoft? Why did the article specifically come out like that? Why wasn't it TikTok up for purchase in the States? Let Trump buy it. Well, not Trump, but like
Yeah.
let what's your man's name with the Mavericks?
Mark Cuban.
Let Mark Cuban buy it. Like, why can't any other billionaire just buy it?
Oh, it's true.
Why does Microsoft specifically have to buy
That's
this
true.
thing?
They can't be the only people interested.
Now, it could be, and now we're getting real conspiratorial, it could be that Gates has a certain relationship with the U.S., and that's why they let him making the fucking vaccines or whatever it is. Isn't he, like, on the board for the vaccine research for...
I think for the pandemic in general, like the pandemic response, I think he's like involved with, and that's tied in with the vaccine.
And that's the thing, it's like, and I think I was talking about this on Rogan, it's like, you reach a certain level of business, the United States of America, where it's too big for you not to be in bed with the government.
Right.
It's too big. And I like it that way. I don't want Google to be on its own. I want them checked by the government so that someone in Russia can't compromise the head of Google and then all of a sudden Google starts feeding all that data and information back to Russia. I like that you reach a certain size and a certain amount of success. I'm not talking about a little 100 million. I'm talking about hundreds of billions of dollars in business.
Yeah.
And I like that the government knocks on your door and they're like, hey, we just want to let you know that if you want to keep doing this, that's awesome, but we have an agreement now.
Yeah.
We're not going to take any money from you. We're actually going to let you get away with a lot more than other people get away with, but we might need to lean on you for some
Because
shit.
if it's really a problem, monopolistic practices, Facebook has dominated social media for 10 years now. Since the second they bought Instagram, it's been a fucking thing. Amazon, who's buying anything anymore? For years, Amazon has been the only place to go shop.
Well, that was a conversation that I think Robbie even brought up about the culture war. Was it you that brought up? Or Robbie was saying that, like, we've been having this conversation with like what America would always do is we would always dictate what the culture is, right? Especially through social media. We create these social media apps and they go to the whole world.
Right.
And this is the first social media app not created by us. And it's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Like if you go on it, it is addicting, nonstop swiping through. It's hard to even get out of the app. I don't know how to get out of it. I just delete it every time. Not delete it, but like do the thing where you like
just close it out. Yeah.
yeah, like I don't know how to just get to the main screen because there is no main screen.
Yeah.
It's just video.
I hate it, but my girl can watch for hours.
I love it. It's
Hours.
so fun.
Swipe, laugh, swipe,
I
laugh.
deleted it off my phone.
He had to. You were nonstop.
It's like you just you fall in the wormhole, and then 2 hours later, it's like,
I don't
oh
know
shit.
wormhole you were following.
But the warm hole.
The wormhole.
But yeah, so it's an interesting time in history where we're not making the coolest app.
Yeah.
We're not making the thing that everybody's on. And that's a culture war that you start to lose. You start to lose a culture war, you're like, we're not going to let this happen. Like, that's almost like, this is not the same thing, but you see communism start to spread into Asia, and then the American government is like,
Yeah.
might have to go to war in Vietnam.
Yeah. That's
Right?
interesting. Yeah.
It's not because they cared about the South Vietnamese people being oppressed by communism. It's because they're like, we're not going to let that shit get no further. I don't want people over here in America hearing all this talk about everybody makes the same amount of money. Because if you got no money, the same sounds very good.
Yeah.
And most people got less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I find a little troublesome about this is like, how can the American government just force a company to sell itself? If you want to continue to survive, you have to sell your company to us.
I mean, they don't have to.
No, you just could not operate
Yeah,
it.
and then not. But that's what I'm saying. Like now, what if China retaliates? Like,
It says what?
oh, Google if you or Amazon. Well, they don't have
do that.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Like,
that's in China?
Facebook isn't in China.
They don't got it.
You talking about China?
They don't have a lot. They don't have Google. They have their own
They
Chinese
don't have
version.
freedom. Like you think China is America? Is not. It's not. Oh, any company, come on over.
Yeah.
Your search is very specific. You're not allowed to search certain shit.
Russia was the same thing.
When we were in Russia, they were telling us they were developing a Russian YouTube.
Yeah.
And they were just going to make that the version. Then they can control it.
Yeah,
Yep.
They didn't use Google. They used Yandex. I think is what it's called.
Ah,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So all the
whole Wayfair thing.
superpowers control their data and control their information.
right.
And part of the reason I think Trump wanted to ban TikTok, and I think part of your theory was that like him and Gates were involved together. Is that what you were saying? Like, as
Or
a
it
possible
could be a
option?
manipulation tool. It could be like, I'm going to make this, or Gates could be going, I'm going to make this story so hot, Trump has to address it because he's hard on China.
Right.
You know, I mean, if he's that manipulative,
I kind of think more that way because there's a ton of articles about TikTok censoring Trump and like pro-Trump TikToks, and that there are certain like conservative TikTokers that get their stuff pulled down all the time.
so once Trump hears about that, he's like, what? This Chinese company?
It's gonna affect my re-election odds.
You
If
outta
there's,
here, bruh.
You know, 20. Like we think it's all little kids, but there's people that can vote on TikTok.
Yeah, I saw some redneck ass dude, guns in his TikToks all the time, like crazy following too.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
50-year-old guy.
There's a ton of like conservative voices on TikTok, and apparently a lot of them get censored. Like
It
sort
is
of
crazy how
indiscriminately.
much we have no. We're all just in our own echo chamber, and we think that's the world.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was gonna ask about TikTok, but oh yeah, would Bill Gates allow he would allow all the pro-Trump stuff to not get silenced? Like, do we know what his policy would be?
No, I mean I think in America there's more of like a feeling of like bipartisanship, and we let all information fly. But like China specifically was like, I think they banned anything Hong Kong related also.
Right.
Like they were pretty strict with the censorship, and it was actually built into the policy. It wasn't some sort of like hidden agenda like some of the other sites.
But that's the discussion that like is going to be very interesting. Whereas like we've become complacent with the government using our data and taking our data and marketing stuff to us with our data,
Yeah.
right? At first, when it happened, it's really interesting to see the change. Do you remember when it first happened, when like you would get ads on your phone that were about something you talked about?
Yeah.
Remember how terrifying it was
Yeah.
initially? You're like, yo, are they listening?
Yeah.
Are they listening? And now, I literally was telling Mark earlier today, I got an ad within 3 seconds of talking about something. My girl said the word Artemis, and then Artemis fucking furniture or whatever came up on my phone. I went on Instagram and I scrolled and it was there, and I could
how
not
did you feel?
fucking believe it. I'm like, I literally go, yo, this is crazy. Not terrified.
Yeah.
I'm like, it is true. Never did we have a conversation where they were like, yeah, we're listening to your shit and then pitching you ads. That being said, the ads are fire.
Yeah. Oh, they're perfect.
The
They're
ads
exactly
are
what you want.
amazing because they're exactly what you want. So I think one of the reasons why we don't give pushback is when they listen, so far our lives have only gotten better.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a case for someone to get silenced, and it's gonna be like if
A lot of people to get silent. We're not giving a fuck about one person.
no, if it becomes a story, like hypothetically, there's one guy and he's like running a pedophile ring, and he says something about pedophile shit, and then the authorities are like, oh, we listened in, we accidentally heard, like our AI told us that this guy was talking about pedophile shit, and then we had to go take him out, so it actually worked out for the better. And that people are gonna be conflicted because they're gonna be like, oh well, they took out a terrible guy, but they also like
That's really interesting. You hear what
yeah.
he's saying?
breached his security. Like it's gonna create a really like ambiguous thing if that were to happen.
That I think my assumption is, that is really interesting.
Will they be honest about it was the AI? Yeah.
Hold on. This is really important that everybody got what he just said. What right now, let's assume they're listening,
Yes.
right? Not listening a guy with a fucking phone. There's an advanced algorithm that picks up certain words. And you ask the algorithm to target certain words. So let's say you have a basketball sneaker company. Anytime anybody says anything about sneakers or whatever like that, it gets filtered into a folder. And that person happens to be talking about sneakers for playing basketball because they're also talking about basketball games and these other words. And they all get filtered, and then you send them ads. What Mark is saying is, what if the same thing happened for murder, rape, pedophilia? So you hear somebody talking about a murder they committed. You hear somebody talking about a rape they committed.
Yeah.
Now, whoever's listening can target those words and go, oh shit, this person's talking about that.
Yeah.
The tricky thing is, how do they differentiate? We just talked about that right now, hypothetically. How are they differentiating between actually something happening or a Law and Order SVU episode?
I mean, then you could just go in for like a personal review and listen and go, oh no, they're just talking about something innocuous.
And 99% of the time where people talk about that, it's going to be innocuous. Especially with the Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, you're going to hear the word pedophile every single day.
Yeah, exactly. So I
It's
think
tricky, but I understand.
And the algorithm probably will get advanced enough, and this is what we're talking about, how good AI is getting, to not even need a human being to come review it.
Yeah.
It's just going to review the whole thing itself and be like, nah, this is fine.
and make a really accurate assessment, I think. But like when people back in the day, like conspiracy theorists, were like, oh, the government's going to be listening to you. They thought of it more in like nefarious terms, like they're going to be like surveilling us and like creating like punitive action based off what we say, like Gestapo type behavior.
Right.
And until that happens, no one gives a shit.
Exactly. Right now, it's only benefiting us. It's the same thing with Amazon. They're tracking the same way. Amazon only benefits us. Yeah, they're a monopoly. Yeah, they're taking out all these other businesses. Yeah, they have full control, but everything's cheaper and everything's more convenient. So we're just sitting back on, do whatever you got to do. Everything's good. Eventually, we're going to get hit over the head by Amazon. We're going to be like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? And it might be too late.
And I don't know how you stop that as a human being.
You stop it before. That's actually why you have government intervention. You have the government come in.
So it has to be the government because it's so against human nature.
You're
to
giving
say,
kids candy. It's like,
Yeah, we want the candy. Keep giving the candy, but you need the big bag of
candy.
It's literally like your parents coming in and go, put that down.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck you, mom. And then when you're older, you don't have type 2 diabetes. You're like, thank God.
that's
Thank
how white
you,
kids talk to their mom.
I did the whitest kid version of that. Yeah. But it's super interesting time because now we're at the place where they're listening to what we're saying. Listening, I'm gonna put in quotes, but they're marketing stuff that we fucking want. I get all these cool scooters and shit. Like everything cool pops up on that. I was telling Mark earlier today, the ads on my Instagram are better than the posts.
It's like a game for me.
It's like
oh shit, they got me this time.
They got me.
Dead ass. I've been like, yo, I didn't know I needed one of those, but I guess I do.
I don't know if I
Yeah.
can actually use these.
That happens
though.
all the time. They know exactly. I'm the most
If I
predictable human
use
with this
this
algorithm because they know exactly
to
what
try
the
and
fuck I
heal
want.
Every single
poisons
time,
me,
it's great.
The listening shit, I don't think they're ever gonna really catch too many criminals because
If I sit down to
pedophiles actually
heal, I
use the word
usually
pedophile.
need
Yeah.
that.
I'm gonna be
heal.
doing some pedophile today.
But I'm
And
sure
I
they
got
will
it, like,
talk
I'm
about
just
it in
raping
some
someone, like, yo, I
capacity.
just raped today.
They will talk about it in some capacity. They'll search for shit. Like there's gonna be evidence, and it's gonna get to the point where it's predictive enough or like catches you early enough that it's not. But I'm a capitalistic guy, but I was looking at these monopolies on trial, and I was like, yeah, man, we gotta do something about all these. All of these are monopolies.
Yeah.
Do you think it's
Yeah.
possible that it's not listening to you and that the predictive ability of the
No.
algorithm is so advanced?
All right, I can go buy that
Yeah.
big. I think I'm
It's
gonna.
definitely listening.
I think it's.
I think
I
there's
don't
too many
know, dude.
instances where
Do I go buy
Artemis,
that big
and then
now?
within that second, you scroll up and Artemis.
Now,
comes
what
up.
I would argue for the Artemis thing, I
It
think it
is
was like
saving
furniture.
two
Is
bed-
that
two
I've been looking
slots
at
at
places.
least.
Have you looked at Artemis specifically?
No.
Because there's a lot of times I'll Google search something and then it pops up on my ads nonstop, and it's like, okay, I get that.
Yeah.
But there's also one or two. It hasn't happened to me as often as others. But
I
like,
gotta
I'm
go kill
talking about
fucking,
something,
like,
no reason for it
humanoids
to
though
pop
to
up
get
on my
raw
phone, but
silver.
it pops up.
It
And I'm like,
is.
whoa, this is wild.
Because some of these ads are mad insulting, bro. I swear to God.
Wow, what you
I
got?
got,
Copper.
do you
Oh,
suffer from
baby.
premature ejaculation? I swear to God, I got the wipes. Have you seen
You're
those?
such a silly
Nah,
dog,
alright.
bro. Hey, why are you sleeping on your back?
It's like
What's the wipes?
it's like these like desensitizing wipes. It's like rub this on your dickhead.
But does it desensitize her too?
I don't know how that shit works. How do you gotta wear a condom when you do it? I didn't buy it.
Oh my god.
I don't know, man. It's a weird time.
Hey, say the name. We might have a new sponsor. You know?
I know.
I remember getting that condom that like numbed your dick.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
No.
I got that
Talking
shit
the
when
wrong
I was
guy.
in college, bro.
Oh yeah.
Got that number.
That was-
That was
no
fire. You
good.
just fucking. I mean, now I could never. but back in the day, dude, when I just had boners for days, it was amazing. It just made it completely numb, and you just pound away for as long as you want.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying, Akash?
I know exactly what you're saying. Fellas, let's be honest. Grooming sucks. Shopping for every product, trying to impress women all the time, going to mad different websites. All the products are trash. Everything sucks. There is now a one-stop shop for everything related to men's grooming. The company is called Hawthorne, Hawthorne. Go to www.hawthorne.co. Fill out a survey. This is what I'm looking for in shampoo. This is what kind of deodorant I like. If you're like Mark, I don't shower very often. You literally answer every question, and then they send you every grooming product you could possibly need. Hand cream, face cream, cologne, deodorant. Mark is finally wearing deodorant
Yeah.
because of Hawthorne.
That's right.
Everything is legit, high
Yeah.
quality, dead ass. I used to have like rashes from some shitty body wash. Started to use the Hawthorne. I'm good. Dead ass. It's great products. The packaging is ill. If you bring a lady over and you got the soap that smells good as fuck,
Yeah.
and the body wash that looks beautiful, you will look like you got your shit together. This is the grooming product that can get you pussy.
And by
Straight up.
grooming, it's not just hair, right?
Hair, hand cream, face
Smelling.
cream.
It's like all the shit that
Everything.
we don't even know the words for as guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, go do
Go
that.
to www.hawthorne.co. Again, that's Hawthorne with an E at the end, .co, and use promo code FLAGRANT, and you get 10% off your first purchase.
Love it.
Go. Represent the army. Smell good. Get some pussy in quarantine.
Let's go. Let's get back to the show. Come back. All right. Look, we're coming back again. Akash is coming out with his dumbass theories. So Akash is super paranoid of AI, right? Because he read one book about AI. and
That's not true.
Yeah.
I'm reading one book about AI. All right? Let's be factual about what we're saying.
all right, so you read this book about AI. You're reading
Yes.
this book about AI.
Correct.
And now everything is like AI is going to take
Correct.
over and everything, whatever.
Correct.
And you're very concerned about AI,
I think it's going to be lit for a little while,
right?
and then it's going to really
And you
fall
think
apart.
in 15 years, everything is AI?
I think flying cars.
Yeah.
I legit think all of
You
it.
always add a couple more years. You're like, within 5 years, there's going to be flying cars. Maybe 10, at least 15.
10 to 15.
Yeah.
10 to 15.
10 to
Let's-
15.
Let's put money on it.
Let's put it. Okay.
Okay.
No, we have flying cars now. They're called planes.
No, yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like, shit flies,
I
bro.
mean, you're
Like,
going to travel
Yeah.
via flying
Via
cars.
flight?
Only.
You mean people are going to
Exclusively.
travel via flight?
Exclusively.
Akash?
Exclusively.
Why would I exclusively travel in flight? There's going to be faster shit on the ground.
What if you had to walk to the store?
Hyperloop, ground.
If it's ground, it's going to be Hyperloop or some other shit we've never seen.
Yo, you can't flip, son. You can't. Hold on.
I can add a caveat.
Hold on. If you travel on the ground, it's gonna be something we've never seen before.
Damn it!
Everything in the future is new. It's
No,
something we haven't
bruh.
seen before, Akash.
Within
Why'd I do that?
10 to 15 years, nobody's driving.
Cookie
Why'd
just
I
said
do
it. He's
that,
like, I had enough of
dude?
this motherfucker.
No, I don't have any
Nobody's
to- oh
driving.
my
ever.
God.
Like, you're not allowed to
10 to
drive.
15 years?
10 to 15 years, you're not allowed to drive.
Do you forget what country
What am I
we're
selling?
from?
I gotta
Bro,
sell something.
10 to
I'm selling my
15 years
bandages,
is,
dude.
is class close, bro.
You
I'm
what do you mean?
saying it's dumb.
What do you
close.
mean we're not allowed to drive? Explain that to me.
Because self-driving cars are going to be so good and so much better than regular people. They're going to be like, yo, it's actually a risk for this
That's
person
actually a
to.
big
Just
rip
because
right there,
things
baby.
are good
That's a
and
big
things
rip.
are risky
Yeah.
when we do it doesn't
Limited
mean we're
only
not
one
allowed.
dungeon run per
I don't think you're going to be allowed to
character.
drive.
What's the condescending tone of all
Yo, but it's true, and when you put your knee up, it makes it that much more effective.
I was offended at listening.
Yeah, because look, you could say, listen, there's no people shouldn't walk. You should just get on these conveyor belts we'll put on the street, and
Yeah.
that's going to be way better. And then nobody will fall and then bump their knee and sue the
I mean,
city.
this is.
I don't think that applies. I think that's just like a leap.
You can't use your little don't applies argument.
You can't
Well, we
slippery
were
slope
trying to
it.
do that with AI the whole time, but you this is what you sound like when you argue.
But I'm actually right. You're just
I'm right
saying,
too.
oh, but then
JFK
theoretically.
got the little walkie things.
But then you could be like, theoretically this, if this, if this, if this. I'm just saying what it's going to be.
I agree with the point that I think.
What are you saying? Hold on. Let him make his argument. What's this gonna be? Because this is what your prediction is. Yo, in 10 years, it's gonna be different. But it's gonna be future. And in 10 years, it's gonna be 2030.
I think within the next.
Hey, in 10 years, you're not gonna walk, you're not gonna sleep, you're just gonna fly all day.
I think
Everything's flying time.
I think in the next 10 years you'll see 10 to 15. Let's say you'll see more change.
What is this? Hey, what about
changed
what about
once.
8? What about 8 years? How is it in 8 years? Just the same? We just walking around?
Nah,
You want to start making potions.
It's not
In
gonna
10
happen.
years, you're not gonna chew your own food because you don't get happy. You could choke on it and have to Heimlich maneuver you. So they'll chew your own food and put it directly in your stomach.
It's not gonna happen for at least 8 3/4. Just to be clear.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying 15 to be safe.
Yeah, let's be safe though.
But
20?
I
I'm
think
gonna.
20 years. to be safe.
This makes no sense.
I know.
yo, we
Go.
will see more innovation in the next 10 to 15 years than we saw in the previous 100.
All right.
Bro, just don't put a timeline on it.
Yeah, why you like? I understand you're saying something that's nothing. So if you put a date on it, then you feel like you're being prophetic. Like you're predicting nothing, right? So you're like, yo, there's gonna be advancements in the future. Well, yeah, no shit. Hey, 10 years from now, all the advancement will happen within 10 years.
So in this
from now.
book I'm reading, this is a situation they walk you through. They
yeah.
say within 10 years. I
They
think
allow
maybe
you to
that's.
walk through it, or
I think that's.
They conveyor belt.
They conveyor
They
belt you
fly you through it.
They
Why don't they
conveyor-
fly you through it, bro?
I don't
It's
know,
not that
man.
far
We're
in
not
the
there
future.
yet.
It's
We're
not
not
far
there
in the
yet.
future.
The
We're not in
sequel.
the future
About
yet.
it.
In the sequel, they'll fly
All right, dude, fucking take me through it.
So you wake up.
Yeah.
You're hooked up to your body's hooked up to enough sensors that they say, oh, this person didn't get a good night of sleep last night.
Uh-huh.
So as soon as you walk out the door, ready for work, a car comes and picks you up. Since you didn't get enough sleep,
Yeah.
fresh sheets on a bed that you can sleep in a self-driving car that takes you to a Hyperloop station, takes you from DC to New York in 30 minutes. Door-to-door time is like 50 minutes to go to work from DC
What
to
if
New York.
my girl is the reason why I didn't get a good night's sleep? And what if my girl also is going to DC in the same car? How am I going to
16
sleep
years
now?
we'll have that locked down. 16 years we'll have the answer to that for sure.
Now, I'm in my own car.
Yeah.
I'm in my own Hyperloop.
Yeah.
What if somebody's snoring loud on the Hyperloop?
I don't know if you're in your own Hyperloop, but you're in your own car.
But what if somebody's snoring loud in the Hyperloop?
They don't know that. That's just, hey, the
Says
car is all
snoring?
you got a solution
Snoring
to.
loud. I can't sleep. I'm supposed to be
Level
sleeping.
nine.
You got
supposed to be
sleep in the
Baby.
car, right?
Huh?
Oh.
That's where you get sleep is the car.
But we don't know. There could be
Enemies.
construction.
That's a waiter
What
right
if there's
there.
construction? What if
I
they're
don't
building
wanna
a
go
double
in that
decker to the
game and then
Hyperloop?
is this a guy with a
3D printers gonna be
jackhammer?
mad
There's gonna be
quiet.
jack. Do you think there's gonna be no jackhammers
You
in the
either get
future?
it on the
3D
second
printers gonna
kill
be mad
or
quiet.
like
I
the
actually don't know if there'll be jackhammers in the
375th
So you
kill.
Do you think they'll
There's
Like
no
that
in
one,
between.
bro.
Hey, dude,
Yeah,
you
the
think
end
they'll
no in
3D
between.
print it? Hey, do you think in the future they'll have 4D printing? Dude? Is that possible?
They might get to 6D if we're being realistic.
Okay. So, Kuno, give us more. Can we ask you questions about the future and then you tell us?
Yeah.
As I read more of the book,
No,
you
no, no,
can.
no. You
Okay.
got it now.
No, I
Akash
think
is
you
the
got it.
expert.
Just
Okay.
trust your gut and all
Okay.
the bullshit
All right.
you don't know.
All right, just
use
gut.
that to
Just
answer
gut
these
check.
questions.
No, you got
Okay.
it. You got it.
What will food look like in the future?
3D printed food, bro.
Really?
That's
They're already
rudimentary.
doing that now.
Are they already doing it?
Yeah,
Do you
KFC
think-
doing 3D nuggets.
Is that right?
You know
What-
this is a story.
what-
You know this is a story. You know this is a story. Go ahead.
will they
How
allow-
crazy would I have sounded 2 years ago being like, yeah, KFC gonna 3D print nuggets within the next few years?
I would believe it. I believe
If
it,
you
dog.
said the next 3 years, we would have believed it.
yeah, within the next 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I would
You
have been
said, if
wrong
you
2
said
years
1 to
ago.
2, I'd have been like,
This guy's crazy, dude.
Yo.
This
Okay.
guy's crazy.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. What will planes look like in the future?
Ooh.
Apparently,
Yeah.
there will be capability to take you internationally via rocket through SpaceX. So you could go to Australia in like an hour.
Why would you go all the way to space to go to Australia?
Where is?
I don't think it'll actually leave the Earth's orbit.
It's right here.
It'll just be more similar speed-wise and sonically or whatever.
But it doesn't make sense to go all the way to space if you don't want to go there.
I don't think you gotta go to space. I think they'll just call it a spaceship. It'll be similar to a spaceship.
What about a space boat?
That
would be sick.
I think they'll get
Would
there.
it not?
I think they'll get there.
Would it
You know what I
not?
mean? Go underground all the way out of the Earth's atmosphere.
Yo, talking about our
least
space
wanna
rope.
make
If you were
fun of
smart,
these,
if I was SpaceX, they're trying to figure out how to get to Australia. Just
Pulley
go,
system.
Just go up. Wait for the Earth to,
Earth to
go
come
around.
around, then come back
Least
down.
25
Shit back
dude.
down.
Oh,
bro.
shit.
Use after
And I
fuel.
could probably make
Dude.
That's
Call
a good
me.
idea.
And then you don't have to
Do
use any
these,
fuel to
'cause I
come
already got
down. You
slots
use
for 'em.
gravity.
Yeah, you know what's right next to Australia?
New
Water.
Zealand. What? I thought we were being real.
No, water is right there, and that's what you landed.
All right,
So,
Al, do you have any scientific questions in the future?
What does childbirth look like?
Yeah.
What's the future of
What's
childbirth?
the future of childbirth? Answer that, you fucking schmuck.
I think at some point we're all dead, so it won't matter.
Ooh.
No.
But that's not 10 to 15
10 to
years.
15 years, what does childbirth look like? Out of the pussy?
Yeah, is there still
think
dicks
so.
and vaginas?
I think so.
Or do you
but
think
I think
they
a robot.
incubate them?
I think a robot is delivering the baby.
Like Uber Eats?
Why would the robot deliver the baby?
Because why would you need a human when AI can do it better? Just like surgery is done. It might be overseen by a human or something, maybe. But they have robots doing surgery.
No, they don't have
Hands are gonna
robots
be
doing
so
surgery.
cold.
100%.
They don't have robots doing surgery. No, they don't.
Look
Not
that
yet.
up. Look
what
that up.
what surgeries do they do?
I don't know. Look it up. Though. I don't know
I don't
specific
know.
surgeries, but look it
I'll
up.
give him that.
Look it up. Do they have a
Robots.
robot?
And Al would know. Al be knowing shit like
That's
this
a
because he's
bad
a
bet. You
female
know there's
doctor.
at least one robot did one
I don't
surgery
think
somewhere.
I don't think
Look
they're
it
doing
up.
surgery.
Nah, they-
You've had a
they do.
robot surgery?
They do.
Is there a surgery where they could remove the dick from your throat?
I want to keep it there is the thing. So I'm sure there would be if I didn't want it there, but I like it there. So
Okay. Do you think in the future there will be skateboarding?
for recreation. You know what I mean? Like,
Will they
I just
allow
wanna-
people to recreate?
Yeah, I think if it could just endanger you, it's fine. But if it can endanger others, no.
They're gonna allow people to recreate in the future. You think?
I think recreating will be allowed.
Yo, if all the doctors are robots, is that in like?
I mean, you already got Chinese doctors. This is the next logical step. You know what I mean? Just a little bit more robotic.
Is
Are
that it?
you concerned?
A
As
little
Indians?
more.
Yeah, how are you gonna make your parents proud?
We should be. I think that's why we're going to tech because we see where it's going.
God.
No, that's why
Ah.
Indians are so
Down
mad
in
about
tech.
AI because you guys are the eye right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're the NI.
Yeah, exactly.
Natural intelligence.
Oh my God!
yeah.
So you guys are
You
going to
thought
be
that was going
completely
somewhere else.
removed.
I did not. All right, my bad, Mark.
What did you almost spell a word we're not supposed to?
No, I got
Holy
scared.
moly! Okay. Now, do you think?
I feel like I'm in the spin cycle.
Yeah, you're in the middle. When he said "NI," right? What was it? Natural intelligence. Gotta get everybody. What?
Terry Crews, chill.
Yeah, you're right. My bad, Doc. My bad. Come on, we gotta combat our own opportunity. What is it? Negativity or something?
Conquer our own negativity.
Conquer our own negativity.
Yeah.
Okay. Akash, I want you to have more faith in humanity.
I don't, yo. I don't.
You don't?
I don't. It's over.
You really think? How many
Yeah.
more years do you think the human species has left?
50?
Come on, son.
Son,
This guy is.
I'm wilding with that. That's people.
Akash, shut
guy
the
is
fuck
dumb,
up,
I'm gonna
bro.
be alive in 50 years, bro.
No,
You guys are all dead. So I'm
Come
gonna be
on,
alive.
bro.
I think it's a wrap in 50.
Okay.
That's me. That's just my own. Like, I haven't read nothing. I'm just like, oh, 50 years is over.
We're wrapping this up right now. Wrapping
Yeah.
this up right now.
Akash is beating your wild takes.
I listen.
never
We're
thought
wrapping this up
would
right now.
happen, son.
You're gonna give me any future take that you have, and I'm gonna tell you why it's not true.
Okay.
Just go. Any future take you have, and be dead serious that you truly believe in the future.
Robots
will
doing
happen.
surgery.
Say again.
Or 3D printing food. One of those.
Not gonna happen.
Okay, go ahead.
You can't 3D print certain foods.
Which foods?
Reese's Pieces, peanut butter cups. Can't do it.
You can absolutely print
that's-
Can't do it.
that's
You
your
can't get the
point.
peanut butter in the cup.
Yeah, you can make
Peanut
the cup,
butter
you make
cups.
peanut butter.
But you can't do it together.
And what's the name of it? Reese's peanut butter cup.
There we go.
You need
Reese's
both.
peanut butter cups. You need both.
Nah, the only thing you won't have is the Reese.
Go.
Everything else gonna be there.
Go. Anyway, that's next. Keep going. Next thing in the future won't happen. Go. Dare
I
you.
want to take all his takes, put it in a time capsule, and then bury it. And then in 10 to 15 years, just dig it up.
Open up for the dumbest humans.
Just be like, stupid.
And he's got to read every one.
How does it feel, Akash? Scoreboard.
Okay, go. I got to go.
Self-driving cars.
Self-driving cars. What about it? That's now. That's not the future. Wrong.
No, every car is gonna be self-driving.
Wrong.
Or the majority of cars will be self-driving.
No, that's a stupid one.
Why?
That's a
Because
stupid
the majority went from everyone. I need
Because
you
if
to
somebody said to you in 10
you
years,
said every car.
if somebody said to you in
Say
10
every
years,
car. Stick the landing. Don't be like a little bit of this. Of
Okay.
course, you could always make that. Go.
every car is self-driving.
In 10, 15 years? Wrong.
Why is that?
Because I could keep my car.
Do you have a car? Mm-hmm. Do you have a car?
I do.
What kind of car?
It does. I do. I do have a car.
What kind of car?
I have a Tesla truck.
What feature does that Tesla truck have?
As a feature, but it's not only that. I can also do natural
what,
driving.
What was
Do you know what that was?
what was gonna be your plan?
Do you know what that was?
What was gonna be your
Do you know,
plan?
that was a girl really liking that logic I just
Yeah. yeah. All right. This is lying about everything.
yeah.
What feature does that car have?
Consent. That was consent, bro. Go. Next one. Go.
How are you gonna get around your Tesla truck? What was your plan for parking?
Sorry?
What was your plan? Are you ever gonna have it park? Or are you just gonna have it move around and self-drive while you
Like a shark?
while you do work and then come back to the car? This is your idea. I'm never gonna park in New York.
Are
I'm just gonna
you
have it
predicting the
self-drive everywhere.
future and I'm telling you why it's not? Or is this a different game?
I just flipped it.
Oh, now
just
it's
flipped
the
it.
flip. Okay.
Scoreboard.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Okay, listen.
Okay.
That's not the game that we're playing, so let's go back to the game. Flipped it back. Okay, over the top. Okay, so no, another prediction. Go. Any prediction you want for the future, go.
I feel
Why
like
it's
I gave you
bullshit.
good ones.
I've already knocked both those out the park.
First, you said all cars are gonna fly.
And now he's
You
down
said
to self-driving. Like, let's
So it's
go.
all self-driving flying cars.
Yeah,
so
pull
wheels
the
are just
dick
gone.
out, son.
Wheels all together. are
No
just
more
gone in 10 to
wheels. No
15
more
years.
circular shits. You know what I
That's a
mean?
good question.
No more circles.
That's a
How are you
good
gonna
question.
find those dots to put on your lady's foreheads? Let's go. Let's go.
We gonna have the dots. For as long as we're around, we finna have these dots.
Okay, go. Next prediction, go.
3D printing as opposed to construction. We're just building buildings. 3D.
What?
That already exists again.
No,
Yeah.
I got him. No.
That one does actually exist.
It doesn't exist. What
It
they
does.
can 3D print
It
is
does.
bricks or little
Yes.
pieces of the building,
And then you
and
still
then they
gotta
gotta
build
put them
it.
together. Yeah.
Nah, it
you can't
does.
just 3D print a building.
Yes,
you
you
can't
can.
just.
The
Mark,
printer
Mark,
gotta
Mark.
be huge.
Hey, Mark.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Mark.
Nah,
hey, get in there.
I don't want to be in the spin cycle, bro. I don't want to be in the
stand,
cycle.
brother. We stand.
I don't want to spin like that, bro.
Stop, y'all.
Hey,
Stop.
Look it up.
You guys are
They're 3D printing.
You had
parts.
the same reaction
They're
to robots doing surgery.
They're 3D printing parts of the thing. They're not 3D
Yeah.
printing the whole thing.
Right.
What is the whole
that's not
thing?
it.
then?
The whole fucking structure of the building.
God
think it's
damn,
gonna
I
be
forgot
better
about this
construction
debuff,
than
man.
just going
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's all gonna be 3D
Print a
printed.
whole
Yeah, that's a
building?
lot.
I think it's gonna be all 3D printed.
No.
But then how do you put it together? There has to be some construction.
How do you put the
I don't-
doorknob on the door?
3D printing, yo.
No, that's not fun. Okay, how do you do this? I got him, Al.
Okay.
I got him. How do you do this? How do you put the thing where you fold the towel after you use it in the bathroom?
I don't got him, bro.
You know what would have been a good question?
Adam, son.
You know, I thought
No way you can 3D print that. That shit needs to be screwed in.
Bro, you really trusted him on the buzzer beater, bro.
That needs to be screwed in. That little towel
hey, you
holder.
lost everybody. Yo. How's it feel? How's it
No, I
feel?
won't take this. I won't
You
take
said some
this.
shit you thought slapped.
You got the wall, and you got the thing that holds the towel.
Remember how
You
much
can't
faith
print
you
that
had?
as part of the same fucking
I
thing.
feel like I just gave the ball to J.R. Smith.
He's running away. Yo, JR, what are you doing?
The fuck?
You're LeBron looking at it with your hands up.
That shit is impossible to put on even by myself.
You couldn't even install a bidet.
I didn't try.
Wait, did you not install it?
No,
Yo, bring that shit. Let's put it in here.
Yeah.
I could.
You gonna put it in the public bathroom?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We all sit there. Like,
Honestly,
No,
that's a
I
great
don't know if
idea.
that's a good idea, man.
That's a great
What if
idea.
you pee on the part where the water shoots out? Because then the last guy's pee's gonna hit your ass.
It self cleans.
I don't know if I believe all
Nah,
that.
it self cleans.
How's it self-clean?
and how does it self clean?
How's it self-clean? You fucking.
We need to get out one. All right, listen, I gotta go. I gotta go.
be
Okay,
late.
so last one.
Yeah.
Go.
I got no more, man. I'm out. I gave you all of them. All of them I've read about.
The world ain't changing that
The
much.
world ain't changing, Akash. That's all I'm trying to say. Get used to it. Get comfy. You gonna live in this for your whole life.
Oh, I got one.
Go.
This is one that Akash was telling me. There's a future where there's no more cash money.
Let me think about it. Keep going. You think money doesn't exist at all?
That's not what I said. Cash money.
No more cash.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Cash money does not exist at all. What about all the cash that we currently have?
Pull it out of circulation.
Yeah.
And that money will be put into our bank accounts by the government?
Yep.
How a rap is gonna flex in videos.
Swipe that shit, bro, on the butt crack.
Cars, dog.
Yeah.
Kakashi's gonna have an extra Lambo in his video. Self-driving ass Lambo. He ain't gonna do nothing.
I'm gonna say in how many years? Because his shit is 10-15.
10 to 15.
Nah.
Nah, I don't know 10 to 15. I don't know the time.
In 100 years, yeah, there's no more money. It's stupid.
That's idiotic. 100 years. What a fucking bitch ass estimation that was. 100 years.
No, that's actually smart.
100 years.
If you're gonna estimate a time, if you're gonna estimate a time,
Pussy. 100 years. This guy's estimating 100 years. Yo, hey, let's go back to 1920 and see how things work.
just spin it, bro.
Hold on.
Spin it, though.
Son,
Hold on now.
1920.
Hold on now.
That's 2 world
Hold on
wars,
now.
a
Hold on.
depression,
Hold on.
the motherfucking 80s. Oh, you bitch.
Sounds like
We
a
saw a
score.
new millennium in the last 100
Sounds like a
years.
scoreboard is coming up, dude.
Have some balls, son.
Did you add AIDS in that 100 years?
AIDS. God damn, son. Corona.
All right. 200 years. I think in 200 years. I think within 200 years.
Hopefully not. There'll be a place in the game for the Spurgs to assemble. Hopefully not. So there would be a place in the game for the bird to assemble. Thinking about that, it might actually be a good idea.
The top of the coffee maker, gotta get that drip, gotta drip, 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 a drip, a drip, a drip, 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 got to drip, a drip, a drip, 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 gotta drip,
Look at
baby,
your
drip, then you
fucking-
put it in your cup. Now you gon' get.
Look, this guy's not a fucking good entertainer, dude. This is just not good entertainment. It's entertainment for people who.
Oh,
Small
now he's
brains.
done it, hasn't he? What have we got here at the tippity top? Okay. Okay. Ouch. Brian, I've already decided, okay? Look at this tower. He's very persistent, isn't he? And very lonely. I can smell it from a mile away. Good news and lucky for him. I have a bunch of nether stuff all ready to go. Let's put the golden pants on and let's head on out to the upside down. Aha! Here we go. Now, this is the way to do it. I don't know if you guys know, but we can travel on the nether roof. And sure enough, look at this wart farm. Grian need a wart farm, and B-Dub's gonna respawn point set. Wonderfully wonderful. Now, is there a way down? Sure enough, it's true. No ladders. Well, B-Dubs is going to be a fine guest, and I'm going to set up some ladders using, well, I'll use my materials. Let's hope this doesn't hurt us. Boom, and down we go. So, we're out here. I don't think Grian's here at the moment, but we can at least set some things up. Oh, yes, this is the farm that I thought was Mumbo's design. Boom, can get up and out. That's wonderful. Hopefully that doesn't destroy the farm, but I think this is a way. Oh, yeah. I don't really know my way around yet. Aha, this looks like stair steps. Yes, wonderful. Oh, we're inside the mansion. Somehow, somewhere. Oh, my goodness. Look at all the danger everywhere. Aha! That looks like a way down, doesn't it? That looks like some way, somewhere. Yeah? But that's just a hole. Aha! I just realized the whole side of this place is wide open. Okay. I'm thinking of setting up. This is kind of where we were chilling the other day. And this might be where I set up just a temporary. You know, when we're out here in the Upside Down, it's a whole new world. Uh-oh, got to turn fog off. Oh, now we're talking, aren't we? Yes, surely we are. Okay, this is our spot for right now,
You
I
mean
think.
tag
But
it
it's like a
off yet?
brand new world. We're in the Upside Down here. And a little bit of a starter home. An Upside Down starter home. Ooh, that might be a good spot too, maybe. Let me just have a little look around. Hello. Be kind, please. Please. Thank you. Thank you very much. There's some boys over there that have been. Oh, look at the little baby one. They're fighting. They're fighting. You can see behind there. Oh, my goodness. Don't fight, guys. Oh, boy. That little baby one's adorable, though. Kinda gross, too. The whole thing with the Upside Down, which is really nice, actually. If we live here for the moment in the Upside Down, everything's got me a little on edge. If we live upside down, then, oh, I see you up there. Then we're off the ground, away from all the bad stuff that can get us. That makes sense, kind of. But anyway, gonna set up a little starter house right about here.
Fuck! That's only 8 points, bro? Like, what is this, man?
Oh, there we go. Huh? Floating. Upside down floaty house. Now, here's the difficulty. You can see here, Green's door, you know, it's upside down. And my door as well, upside down. So we got it on this small size. This is nice because this is huge.
this?
If we ever wanted to go through there. Boy, this is trippy.
Node.
Oh, this feels so weird. Okay, but if we want to go in on our small house, we got to really nail that landing. So let's give it a try. I'm not a fly master, but I can test my flying skills here and please get up there. Okay, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine try
Cloak.
that time. Now,
Please.
I have a strategy.
What is this?
Let me show you. Let me tell you what that strategy is. Vines?
Is this gonna
Let the
go for
vines
that?
come all the way down to the ground? But that's way down? I don't know. I did the interior. I promise. I'll show it to you in a second. Oh, upsy daisy. There's the door. It's fine. This is fine. We'll never get in. See, the problem is it's so close to the roof that, skim the ceiling. Here's my trick. You see, we're in line. Here we go. Please. Oh, so close that time. One more try. Here we go. I'm on target and bam. We kind of made it. Almost a perfect landing. So, since we're here, since we're this close, let's pop that out. Let's get that off and let's hop on up. Huh? Let's hop on through here. There we go. Problem solved, everyone. Okay, so we're inside. Let me fix this though. Okay, that's like that, and then the door is like so. Perfect. Aha. Okay. Aha. Perfect landing. We did it. Sorry, I wasn't recording for that. Anyway, here we go inside, and as you can see, here's the rafters, beautiful ceiling, and the carpeted floor with the barrels here for storage and stuff, and some hanging torches here as well. I think it's pretty nice. I like it. It's a cute little starter home, isn't it? And then we can put all our stuff in. Guess we just got to work out the landing situation and how we get in, huh? That's probably priority number one. But for right now, ooh, that's facing the wrong way. That's gonna drive me nutso balutzo. Boom, bang, yay. Okay, now gotta move some stuff in. Can't even get out of the house. There we go. Perfect, flawless. Oh no. Oh, ho, 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 ho! forgot. Oh, yes. Thank goodness. Oh, man. Intentional game design. Oh, no. Are there any wings here? Oh. Why didn't I? Oh, I wish. Oh, give me all this cobblestone. I need all of this to get back to my stuff. I need a new set of wings, I think. Oh, I need a spare set of wings. I knew. This whole time I've been on edge. I've been thinking, oh, I could die at any minute. And little did I know I would be the one that caused my own demise. I sleep. Of course I sleep in the nether. I knew I was going to do that too. I knew it. I saw Grian said, oh, can someone sleep? And of course I'll help. I would love to help you, Grian. Oh, blast. Oh, I got to go get my stuff. All my stuff's going to be down there somewhere. Is the whole house... oh, he's in there.
B-dubs, thank you for sleeping.
You're
but
welcome.
I was in the nether. I did that.
You were... Oh, I didn't even put two and two together. You were here. Oh. You knew.
I thought you might, so I had to give it a go.
Oh, you did it on purpose. Oh.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Welcome to the Upside Down. We
Thank
only
you.
we used to have one rule. We now have two rules. The first rule of the Upside Down is don't AFK. It's
Right.
too dangerous. Trust me, just don't do it.
Don't do
and
it,
rule
okay.
number 2 is all new citizens must be pranked, and I think you're the first person. So
I'm the first. Okay.
rule 2 is done.
Oh, that was a prank?
Yeah.
You sick. That was really smart.
I assumed that this wasn't going to be your main thing, right? This was just a
Starter.
temporary.
Yeah,
okay,
starter.
cool.
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
basically rebuilt pretty much. So
Yeah, well, it's almost there.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
the other person I've invited is Scar, and I haven't heard anything yet. So did you see my, steadily increasing the invitations?
Yes, I did. Yeah. I couldn't avoid it any longer. It was time. Yeah.
Good. So I've also invited Scar, and that means that rule number 2, when he arrives, we gotta prank him, summon good.
Oh, yes. Okay, good. It'll be nice to be on the other end of this.
Yeah, you get to be... Dude, I was crying. I was literally crying.
Oh, I'm glad I brought you some joy with my explosion.
So we need to have a think. I don't know how long it's going to take Scar to get here. You know what it's like with Scar.
He's
Could
got
be a
that
while.
huge drill. He'll be here
he's busy.
fast.
He's busy.
Yeah.
He's busy.
Yeah.
So I need to think of a prank. Maybe you can come up with a prank as well. We'll confer, and then we'll get him.
Oh yeah, we'll get him
We'll
good.
get him. I'm thinking something to do with the pigs. We'll come back. We'll come
Okay,
back to
don't
it.
spoil
We'll
it. You
come
might
back.
watch.
No,
Yeah,
no,
don't
no.
say anything else.
Oh, and our audience. This is to our audiences.
Mhm.
Don't tell him if he knows it's
Oh,
coming.
please don't tell him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he secrets. Okay, right.
Well, there we go. Pretty much fixed back to normal. A little bit of damage on the backside there. Luckily, it's just a starter house. I mean, come on. It's not that big. It takes like 2 seconds to put the thing together. But I have some plans for some bigger stuff. And I think this will be the area. I mean, this
Kill
is
the whole
kind of a
island.
cool spot right here. And we've got this, we're pretty close to the ceiling here. So I've got some cool ideas for what to build out here. And some shenanigans
actually
to get
kind of
into.
the thing that I should
Oh,
do.
I love a good hazing.
Make it
Oh,
all
it's like high school again.
music gear.
Fly off my majestic me.
Myself an easy
And we're going to watch this.
maybe not
I mean,
easy
Grian has kind of encouraged me to work on my fly skill. And sure enough, I am. Oh, how am I on fire? I'm working on my fly skills right now. And here we go. I'm going to make this. I'm going to make it in this crevasse. Hiya! Taking no damage. Hiya! And this is me working on my fly talent. Here we go. And wham! Only 1.5 hearts of damage, and I learned that myself. Grian's teaching me how to fly a little bit. But it's time. I have some stuff while I kind of work out the plan. I've got to work out a little bit of a plan for what I'm going to do out here and get the specifics worked out and
trading
whatnot.
or mailing between other
But
players, no
hey, you're supposed
trading
to fall.
with other characters,
Silly
even
goose.
for conjurables.
Ha! Look at those guys. They all fall. Anyway, we're going to head back to the town hall because I got some very important things to do over there. I got to set something up. So meet me over there, would you? The town hall. This is our home here in the shopping district. You know, we have the Boomers headquarters, but that's business. This is our home. Campaign Captain. That's me. And there's the mayor of old time, Scar. There he is, royal as always. Wonderful. My love, he says. My sweet, I say back. Yes. Hopefully he's been doing some wonderful campaign duties. Wonderful. But this is what I need to do. I need to do some work in here. Scar has some plans for what he's going to do with the shopping district and whatnot. B-Dubs has plans as well. And this is my office. I thought I was going to claim that one back there, but that's got a back. You know, there's a big thing here. Okay? In the back here, there is this beautiful ocean-side view. Look, you get to see the beautiful ocean, a little look at Impulse's gorgeous monstrosity. But over here, you get a real good view of the whole shopping district. And as campaign captain, me, I need to be able to see what's going on out here. So I've got some ideas. I want to kind of decorate this room. And lucky for me, I kind of decorated the entirety of the interior of this whole place. But I'm going to make a few changes to suit my needs right in here. Oh, yes. Now that is looking very nice, isn't it? B00100, Campaign Captain. That's me. I'm the Campaign Captain. I get a nice, large entryway here. Little wall sconce right there. And let's go in. Aha. A diamond throne of my own, looks like. Now, granted, Scar's diamond throne is made of, you know, kind of the community diamonds that everybody kind of used to purchase land here. Mine is made of my own. I use my own diamonds here, but it's a diamond throne nonetheless. And I think it's fantastic, isn't it? So, when squabs come in and ask me questions, and if Scar's out of town or whatever, and I have to kind of handle some things for him, they can come on in this way, and I can answer them. And, of course, a bust of myself over on the side. Now, here I wanted to have a little diorite micro block. I feel like that would have been really nice right here, because it's my favorite block in the game. Little diorite micro block right there. A little bit of money here out. You know, I dole out some cash and stuff. It's just symbolism, you know? And I put a little flower box here so I can have some flowers.
I got a fucking bag. I didn't even
Beautiful
notice.
Flowers while I'm looking out on the kingdom. Now, I put together a little bit of a town proposal
I don't want to delete
for
all this
the
shit.
mayor,
It's actually
Mayor
gross.
Scar. And I would love to know what he thinks. I don't know why this is all weird and gobbled, and unfortunately, it's not on center. I'm just going to put it right here, okay? I'm going to put it right here in the center, and Scar can give that a read when he gets a chance. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, but it's a great proposal idea. You'll have to see it in Scar's video when he reads that. But in the town hall here, there are some things. Notice, I just replaced that top block. See how that's all connected now? This is a 1.16 thing. And you have to go through. Oh, blather. You have to go through and manually. Did it come down? Oh, it went all the way over here. You have to manually fix all these. Then it's not that big of a problem. But there is an area where, I mean, all these windows, we'd want to fix it. But there are some spots where we actually don't want to fix it. Let me show you. Right here, for example. So this hasn't updated. You can see the little gaps in between, right? If we update this, all of a sudden, this is supposed to look like an open door with this glass here like that. Oh, aha! This one has been updated. Look, somebody updated the bottom block and it made that connect, sure. So there are some connection problems with this that in some areas we don't want to fix the walls. The cobblestone walls, or the walls, the sandstone walls. B-Dub stroked out. Okay, but here, look. These will connect if updated. But I can go like this. go like this, and I think like that. And it'll update the 3 bottom ones. And I think I actually could just do, let me show you. Okay, so those 2 top ones aren't connected. Aha. Now, if I just do this, will that fix everything underneath it and not above? It will. Okay, nice. This is just the things I do, you know, as a campaign captain, helping everyone out. But, yeah, need to fix all of that in here. Look at all those. It's going to look a lot nicer once we do. I'm sure of it. Getting a lot accomplished today. Getting a lot of things done. We're back here at the base now. And I'm doing some things, some very important organizing. I've been actually kind of putting off the castle.
Over there.
The big castle base. I've been putting it off.
I think I'm gonna go on a little
mainly I've been
chest
collecting
hunt.
materials, which I've gotten a
See if
lot
there's
of,
any
which is
chests
good.
around.
We got this initial area, and I've been working on the plan for how that's all going to work out. Our cliffside, and we'll never look behind it or underneath it, but our cliffside castle. It's coming along, but I'm taking a full 180 on the direction. I had a little bit of a game plan of how I wanted it to look. Ouch. Ooh. And now I'm kind of changing my mind a little bit. So in the meantime, while you think of those things and you kind of consider, oh, what do I want to do? How am I going to do this? It's good to just organize. Just get organized. And so that's what I'm kind of doing. My stuff is starting to overfloweth. It's starting to get everywhere. Look at all this mess. I've got all these wood, different types and stuff, and I want to really get this organized and cleaned up. My nether stuff, I've got a bunch of nether wood over here that's starting to overflow into like some gross things here.
Oh, here we go.
I need to get myself all put together. So, gonna put some organization into this, and there's this interior here that we haven't really done anything with, and I've got some pretty cool Hi, you creepy creeper! I'm here with this. It was easy and not scary. I had an easy time with that. So apparently it's good we did that, because that was pitch black in there. I had no clue. Oh, heavens me. Anyway, I'm going to get kind of cleaning this up. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about for this interior area and how it's going to help us stay a little bit more organized.
I don't fucking
Now this is the life. Oh, I feel like a king. Do you ever do this? Do you ever just take a moment in your real life, in your room, in your office, in your house,
That sucks.
where you just get everything together and organize it? Oh my goodness, what a good feeling.
Here, let me
You
put
feel
this
like
over
the
here.
best. Look at this. Spruce.
Dude, my health goes
I mean,
up
I
so
used to
fucking
cram,
fast,
I
man.
crammed
Oh my God.
all of this in 2 barrels, and it was just a big mess. Spruce, logs, all
Thank you.
logs. We'll put all the planks over here. This will be, and I've got it all in kind of a color order.
cast
I'll
on me?
show you in a
Cast on
second.
me?
But
Cast
all
on me?
our
Cast
log
on me?
types
Cast
are
on me?
right here, and I
I
want
lost
these
this
all
first
filled
cast.
to the brim. That'll be sticks in there.
Or not.
Tons of sticks.
That's cool.
This is a nice one. So this is like a little crafting
some
area.
here.
A little bit of a carving thing, and it shows us they're making some stuff. So here's the more specialty stuff. All the fences,
Okay, you didn't
all the
cast
gates,
you.
all the doors, all the trapdoors. And I want this
I
filled.
literally have to like.
And then here, signs. I'll put some miscellaneous things in here too.
have to
Buttons, pressure plates, other things
save
like
my
that.
gouge
Over
for
here, all the
heals.
shrabs, all of them. Boom, color
Let's go.
coordinated. Oh
There's no
yes.
chest in here.
Oh
Let's go
yeah,
for the
and then all the stairs right here, because this is kind of where
right now.
it looks like the cut lumber pieces
Oh,
are.
dude, that'd be a perfect
So
place
that
to
works
kill
out.
Zelda.
Now you're wondering, where are the new 1.16 wood types? Right in here, because to
That's where I
me,
wanna-
think
I wanna
about it
wait for 'em to
realistically.
pad up there.
These look painted, right?
What is this?
It looks like
Is that
painted
silver
wood.
leaf?
So you get a little
clear
station
get
for
it.
painting, and I had
right
an
here.
idea for a paintbrush, but I
good?
need some
Am I good right
other
here?
nether materials for that. But a little bit of a wash it off. You know how Bob Ross says,
What do you-
beat the devil
dude,
out.
Hey,
of it.
hey,
Right there. And then you paint the
You
or
fucking
stain
cooperate
the
there,
wood planks
buddy,
there.
old pal.
So we've got all that there,
Yeah.
all the logs for the
bitch.
crimson and the
Oh, yeah,
warped.
big crispy.
And then here are the warped pieces, and we'll fill this out, and all the crimson pieces. I don't know if I'll ever use that wood. Yeah, one day I'll find a way. I'm sure. But I've also
That'd be
been
a nice-
organizing the stone. I mean, I've got a lot of stone stuff out here. Remember last episode we worked on this furnace system. Oop, got to get a fuel source hooked up. But this is all hooked up to this chest right here from underneath. And then we've got granite out here. And then all this is connected to way down below. Ooh, look at
I
all
still
this
got it off, thank
gravel.
God.
Yay. Way down below in my
Thank
mind.
God.
Oh,
Please,
but the
please,
castle,
please,
guys,
please.
I promise. I'm just making a couple of last-minute
guys
decisions that are
not the
probably
ones
going to
that
change a
heal,
lot of the
or-
direction I'm going on that. So I'm assuming
just
next
killing too
episode
fast?
we'll be going full steam on that baby. And we've got
where's
a
the-
bunch to do now in the upside down area. Hello, Bumble. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching another episode of Hermitcraft.
Let's go.
If you're not subscribed and you want to see the next time OB-Dubs uploads, hit that subscribe button. That'll get you the notification
I don't know
some of the
it's
time.
silver.
Apparently,
It's
if you hit the
fucking
bell,
silver,
it gets
man.
you the notification all of the time. Well, at least that's what they say. But thank you guys again so much for watching. I love you to death, and we'll see you in the next episode. So flip, crouch.
Like that.
Oh my God!
Boom. Boom.
Landed
Boom.
in the doorway.
Boy, I cannot wait until I can fucking run faster, man. Is this? I think it's gonna. There we go. Oh, oh. Okay, thank God. Big ol' crit, baby. Big ol' crit. Is it the voodoo trolls or the hex trolls that heal? Oh, thank God that hit, dude. Oh my God. This might be a potion right here. I'm just gonna pop it right now. Okay, we're good. Nice job, nice job. So immolate on me like an idiot. It's alright. Got me over here. Get my food buff back up. First little bit of adversity. Glad it took me till level 9 to get there.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
And I have to say, archaeologists like to insult me by calling me a pseudoscientist. I can't think of anything more pseudoscientific than the Clovis First Doctrine, which locked American archaeology for 50 years in a particular framework, which we now know was totally wrong. Nothing good about it at all. A complete mistake.
Goddamn
What I'm hoping the
energy,
book will
man.
do in the long run is that it will
voodoo trolls,
lead to
dog.
more attention
Voodoo
being
trolls.
focused on the Americas. This is a very neglected area of the world as far as deep and ancient archaeology goes. The recent history of the Americas has been relatively well studied, but the deep and ancient history has not been
big ol'
has
F
not
right
been
there,
well
baby.
studied. And I think
Big ol' F
America
right there,
is
baby.
going to contain revelations for us about our story
Can I hit
and
this
about our
guy?
past. And I'm serious when I suggest that America is
can I just, like,
the most plausible
be real
and
cheeky?
the most likely home
Real
base
cheeky.
for a lost civilization.
Turn
If you're going to
around.
propose a lost civilization, you need there are certain preconditions. You can't have it on a small island. There's got to be a large landmass with enormous resources and the ability for population to grow and for those resources to be mobilized. And what I suddenly realized, you asked earlier why I started to write this book at all, is what the new evidence is pointing to is that the Americas have been wrongly neglected. That here we have a giant continental landmass with extraordinary
2, 1, boom. And we're live. First of all, cheers, gentlemen. Let's have a little toast. Relax. Bob, thank you very much for doing this. I really appreciate it. I understand that you've told this story many, many times. You've been grilled many, many times, and it's very stressful for you, so I really, really appreciate it.
This one.
First of all, George, pleasure to meet you.
Joe, great to
An
talk to
honor.
you. Good,
For
great to
real.
see you in
Thank
person. Finally.
Great to see you too. And Jeremy, good to see you again, my friend.
Joe, good to see you, man.
This is we're doing this
that's
often.
very good,
This
sir.
is becoming a thing. George, I think that you're probably like one of the most important figures when it comes
psych.
to journalism and
Gonna get
UFOs.
fucking
And
big
when
ol'
you
eviscerated as well, buddy.
broke the Bob Lazar story,
Buddy?
89?
Get out of here with your
1989.
89. 1989, I remember
Get
reading
outta
about
here,
it. I remember hearing
Emirates.
about it. I remember watching clips on television and watching countless Bob Lazar interviews. It all came out of you. I mean, did you think at that time, I mean, what was your thoughts about UFOs before you had
big
met Bob
management
Lazar?
here.
And how much did it change while you got to know him and hear his story?
It changed quite a bit. I had not really given it much thought at all. Probably the same level of curiosity as most people. You go about your life, you pay your bills, you go to work, you love your family, and it's always out there somewhere. Hey, I wonder what the deal is on that.
Right.
But had not really dwelled on it until it was a day in 1987. Into the studio comes a guy named John Lear. And I had heard sort of a little bit about him. His family was famous. His dad developed the Lear jet, the 8-track tape. John had run for the state senate, and he had a certain amount of credibility with our news organization, KLAS-TV, because he had helped us break a really big story. And the story was the stealth fighter, the F-117. He had told my boss, Ned Day, managing editor, about this amazing plane that was invisible to radar flying up in Tonopah in Area 51. We had an interest in Area 51, not UFO related, but Ned broke that story. It went national. So John Lear comes into the station one day with a stack of what turned out to be UFO documents. He plops them on Ned's desk and says, Ned, this is going to be the next biggest story, the biggest story in history. It's a UFO cover-up. Aliens are here. Technology's been recovered. Ned takes a look at it and says, I'm not doing this story.
Oh,
If
thank
it was
God.
true,
And
I'd
a big
already
5-point
know,
avis,
but,
too?
This is crazy.
Bah!
I'm eavesdropping.
Let's
as
go!
I tend to do. I'm a curious person.
Let's
So
go!
As he's going out, I said, Lear, let me take a look at this material. And I looked at it. I
Kidding
thought, well,
me?
this is kind of interesting. At the time, I was producing
now I
and
just
hosting
need-
this little
I
public
wanna get that
affairs show,
silver leaf
30-minute
for
interview
sure.
show. It would air Sunday morning at
For
6 o'clock. Nobody watches it. It would be interviewing a city councilman, a county commissioner. What the heck? I'll put Lear on there. And I let him go. And he told me this big scenario about secret treaties with aliens and recovered technology and a giant cover-up. Some of the information sounded outrageous. Some of it seemed like it would be worth checking out. Suddenly, the phone starts ringing off the hook. I'm getting calls about people that, who was that guy? What was the deal on that UFO stuff? Is it real? I had him on again. 6 months later, the response was bigger. I had him on a third time with a guy named Bill Cooper. I regret that. And he told him an even more elaborate conspiracy.
He's the Behold the Pale Horse guy?
Yes.
Yeah, I read that book, and halfway through I was like, what in the fuck is this?
Yeah. He tied in the JFK assassination. And,
Everything. Bases on the moon. Aliens are there right now.
He had this scenario where he had seen these documents when he was in the Navy, and he's going to tell the world about it, then he's going to go away. Well, every time he told the story, the documents got bigger and bigger, and anybody who criticized Bill Cooper became part of the secret government, including me. So we do this third show with Lear, and he hints that he knows a guy who might be going to work out at Area 51 and knows something about alien technology. That guy turns out to be Bob Lazar, but Lear didn't give me the name at that time.
Come on, baby. Weapon.
A couple months later,
Weapon right here, baby.
I
Weapon.
am anchoring the 5 o'clock news on KLAS, and we have a nightly or
I mean, I like the
evening,
potions, but I
interview
could- I'd
segment,
craft them
5-minute segment,
bitches.
live interview. Our guest doesn't show up. and we're
exactly
scrambling to
need
find somebody to fill that hole. And I
find
thought about
potions
Lear,
right
so I
now.
called him up, not knowing what had been going on in Lazar's life or
lots and
Lear's
lots
life.
and lots of
And I
potions.
said, hey, is your that UFO
that-
guy you told me about, is he around? Would he do an interview? Just turned out that Bob had
good,
been
baby.
through the ringer and a lot of stuff going on in his life. He felt threatened.
Fuck.
And he said yes.
Harry,
we had to
uh-oh.
block out his face. We do this interview, and he spills the basics of the story. I worked out there at a place called S4. I saw 9 flying saucers in an underground base. This is technology that came from somewhere else. I'm in fear for my life. Holy cow, the phones start ringing off the hook. My news director comes rushing in, the station manager, is that for real? What's the deal on that? And we realized we had touched the pulse of the public in a way that I didn't really understand.
go.
We arranged to go meet
learning,
Bob
baby.
Lazar, my news director Bob Stolall, and I that following weekend, and put him through a paces
this
where
shit
we
makes
would
me
ask him
play, like,
questions about his
way
background and how he
more-
got the job.
way more into
we
it,
spent a
man.
couple hours with him, and we walked out of that meeting thinking, "Holy shit!
Like,
what
where
if
did I
this
get
is
those burn
true?"
leather gloves, dude?
You know, this is really risky for us as journalists. It's risky for our personal reputations. If it blows up in our faces when we do this story, and it would really damage the reputation of our news organization, which is KLAS is a jewel. It's always been a leader in Las Vegas, one of the best TV news operations in the country. We're putting a lot on the line. Well, look, we decide, let's take our time. Let's look into this guy's story. And then in order to understand Lazar,
Where's your
we
heel,
have to
dude?
look at
Heal
the
yourself.
bigger picture of
Go ahead.
UFOs. So I started a cram course on
Go ahead.
ufology, and I
Ha!
read everything. And I
Psych!
spent 8 months like cramming for a final exam
Psych!
that never happened. I read everything. I interviewed people. That same year, MUFON had its international symposium in Las Vegas, and there all the world's UFO people came right to me. I got to interview them. Traveled around, went to Los Alamos. Lazar took us into the lab. We took cameras in there. He walked us around, waving to people. We didn't even have to stop for security. Took us into the lab like it was a rabbit going through its own burrow. He knew his way around. We were allowed to take a camera in there. We put those stories together, put them on the air in November, and man, it just
you
went
make it to
through the
fucking
roof.
60 from level 5 without dying. Pretty
Every
sure you
night
died
of these
before level 5.
this 9-part series, people got
Pretty sure.
the audience got bigger, phones ringing off the hook, people calling, giving us information. Suddenly, it's on something called Paranet, which was sort of a precursor to the internet, and it was huge, and it changed my life for sure. I had no idea that there were so many
Dude,
people out
getting
there
the
interested in
hat
the topic,
would be
and I was hooked. And I really got hooked on Lazar, not only because his story. Personally,
Dude, if I
you know,
could
I was
fucking get
interested
that
in him. We
blade,
became
dude.
friends.
Oh my
I
God.
saw what happened to him after that live interview, and in the 7.5 months
Oh my
before we
God.
went and I revealed his identity. People were really messing with him. I mean, there were you cannot convey what it was like, how weird it was then, breaking into his house, leaving the windows open, messing with things in his home, breaking into his car, leaving the doors and windows down, just messing with his head.
And you think that was the government that was doing that?
Yeah, I do. I think so. And then, so I had put out a call to people, hey, I want other people to come forward.
This was before his identity was revealed. We should explain
Yeah,
this.
I am actively seeking information from the public. If you ever worked at Area 51 or S4, you know anything about this, you're at Nellis Air Force Base, reach out to me. So I started getting calls, and 6 people right in a row who had talked to me on the phone and offered to give me information were visited right after the call. One of them was a guy who did tax returns for people at Nellis Air Force Base, and he had got to know these guys really well and got information about crashes. There was a guy who was a golf pro at Nellis who had gone on out road trips with officers and told him about this weird stuff out at Area 51 that seemed to be from somewhere else. He gets visited and told to shut up. There was a lady who worked in the court system. A cop told me about her, and I talked to her on the phone, and she had worked at the court system, but before she had worked for a company called Holmes and Narber, which is a defense contractor. And she said she sat in as a stenographer in these meetings and heard these conversations between the government contractors and Air Force officials about crashed saucers. And they would, after the meeting, they take the tape out of the typewriter and destroy it and take all the notes, and she agreed to tell me this story. It was just a tiny piece of the story. The next day, she's visited by these 2 guys in suits. They tell her, look, you are still subject to your security clearance. I hope you know that. And then they said, we know you traveled to LA to see your daughter, and we know she comes here. It's a big desert out there. It'd be terrible if something happened to either one of you. This lady is scared shitless. She didn't make that stuff up. So 6 people who had offered to give me information on the phone, one right after another, get visited, and it made me mad. It also made me mad that dealing with, trying to fill in pieces of Bob Lazar's life. Now, I know there's some gaping holes. I know it better than anybody. I've had to deal with it for 31 years. But I always thought if he worked at Los Alamos in classified projects in a scientific or technical capacity, then it would make sense that he could get hired into a program like S4 as somebody who thinks outside the box. Despite personal shortcomings or whatever, they might bring somebody like him in to help them crack a problem that they hadn't been able to resolve themselves. So I focused on Los Alamos. I knew he had been there. I talked to people who remembered him from being there, but the lab kept telling me, no record of him.
That's
He's
what
never here.
happens.
And
That's what
then I
happens
showed
when
him,
you don't
well, look, I've got the Los
think.
Alamos newspaper. It's a small town paper. There it is on the front page, a front page story. Bob Lazar, physicist, Mason facility, Los Alamos lab. It's a story about his jet car. Nope, still have no records of him. And then I found his name in the phone book from the era when he was there. He's in the lab phone book. He had been hired by a company called Kirkmeyer, which is a company that's a headhunter that fills positions at Los Alamos and places like that. So great, I'll reach out to Kirkmeyer. They said, yeah, we hired him. Yeah, we've got records. Can I get it? Can I get his employment records that would show where he went to school, whatever information you guys had? Yes. A couple weeks go by, nothing. Couple more weeks go by, I call him again, I start writing them. I've got a stack of letters that thick. It went on for 2.5 years, and finally, by the end of it, they said he was never here. We don't have any records. That pissed me off. It made me mad, and I think that is really what got me hooked in the story, is that I was being jacked around by government and national facilities like that.
We should explain the Los Alamos thing, because the Los Alamos thing coincided with him doing work at MIT, right? Is that correct?
That's how he's explained it to me. Yeah.
And
right.
the way he explained it to me, I don't think I'm at liberty to say what the project was, because the project, the way he was describing it, is essentially internationally illegal, like what they were working on. And that's one of the reasons why he was saying, he explained what the project was. It sounded very feasible, also very evil. And then it was basically a weapon. And then he said that this was the reason why there was no actual record of him studying at MIT. It wasn't important that he got a degree. It was important that he understand the technical specifications of what they were attempting to accomplish.
That's my understanding as well. And, it's always been the most problematic part of his background. And it's where a lot of people in the Bob Lazar story, that's where they stop.
But the thing is, when you listen to him talk and when he describes things, it's very clear he's educated.
Oh, he's a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
There's but I had always told him, and Bob, you're my friend. I want to have a conversation with you about these
Alexa,
claimed
play
degrees.
Another
Because I
One
didn't
Bites the
believe that
Dust.
he'd ever sat down. In those days, you go to a college like MIT or Caltech and get a degree. You've got to take classes in something other than science. I could not imagine Bob Lazar taking an English lit class to save his life. But he is a brilliant guy. I'll give you an example. In April, COVID thing is raging. My wife and I are staying at home. We're getting packages delivered for food and things of that sort. I'm a little worried. They didn't know about contact, whether you can get it off of cardboard boxes or whatever. And I mentioned to Bob in a phone conversation, I'm thinking about buying one of these UV screener systems. He goes, wait a second. Don't buy one. I think I've got the parts that I can make you one in my garage. And a week later, it arrives. This thing, he's got it in his garage, handmade, this big scanner with these UV things that works. He just whipped it up in his garage.
I'll remind you, you got the scanner. I got a laser gun.
Right.
You got a laser gun?
I did, man. It is super powerful. So it's like a handheld toy that he retrofitted with a superpower. So I'm like lighting shit on fire in my house.
So it looks like a handheld toy, but it's actually a real laser?
It's a toy with full noise, but he put a diode in there, and it's super powerful. Like it can light shit on fire. My wife hates that shit. So I got the laser gun.
You also got the flamethrower, though. Lazar made a flamethrower. This is before your buddy Elon made flamethrowers.
No comment on that. Yeah,
well,
it's a massive
he made one. He made a flamethrower.
Massive.
Yeah, he's obviously a very intelligent man.
Yeah.
When you listen to him talk, there's no bullshitting going on. When he talks about talks about undeniable, concrete things, when it comes to science, when it comes to elements, when it comes to propulsion systems, he clearly knows what he's talking about. And the
how am I
really
not getting
confusing thing
Oh,
for
I
people
can, okay,
that are
I'm
detractors
crazy.
is
I
he
was
really
looking at
hasn't
Alchemy
changed
the
his
whole
story
time, dude.
in
I'm
31
actually
years.
dumb.
It really is the same story.
actually
and that's
dumb,
really
dude.
hard to do. Even if you tell a true story, 31 years later, you get it screwed up a little bit. It's hard. Like when you're calling on 30, like if I had to remember things
triple,
from
baby?
31 years ago, that's like
What?
I'm 1 year into stand-up comedy. 31 years ago.
What
I
is
don't
that?
remember it. I barely. Like, I'm gonna tell you like, oh yeah, it was a Sunday night, and then my friend Greg go, actually it was Wednesday. I go, fuck yeah, you're right, it was Wednesday. Who was the host? You know, we'll have. I don't know. It's a blurry slideshow.
Rip, dude.
But Bob has been remarkably consistent. The only thing that he's vacillated on, we varied a little bit, is the whether or not he saw an alien or whether or not he saw someone who was looking at something that was the size of an alien, like a small figure, like whether or not they were trying to determine how large a creature would have to be to use one of those small crafts, because the crafts were very
These
small
are-
in terms of like for a human being. They were. It was more like something that was built for a child.
For the monis.
And he walked by a window and looked inside, and in some of the earlier discussions of it, he believed that he might have seen an
here we
alien.
go.
But he was really clear that he only saw it for literally a second as he was walking by. He saw something, and again, you know how the brain works in memory. You can really plant false memories. Everybody wants to pretend their memory is so good. Memories are terrible.
Well, Bob admitted from the beginning. And remember, with the first interview we did, I think it was June of '89. So it was a little after we did that live interview, but months before we went with his ID. And that was really, we recorded it in case something happened to him. He was afraid he was going to be killed. There were a lot of really weird things going on. And I was worried about it too. I wanted to get it on the record in case suddenly he disappeared.
I
So
could
we
do
recorded
this
this
so
long
many different
interview,
ways.
and always he downplays
wanna
stuff
get
like that.
reposed.
That's an example.
Yeah.
I saw something that was that size. I don't believe it was an alien. It was just a glimpse. Maybe they're messing with my head. He also admits that they did mess with his head. That he had to. They underwent some kind of hypnosis. That they made him drink this weird green liquid.
Probably LSD.
Well, maybe.
They said it was an allergy test, but yeah, I mean, but you know, to your point, just real quick, is after 30 years, it's not that he changed his story.
There's, like, so
he's
many different
changed.
ways I
So
could
when
do
I was
this.
interviewing him, you know, he
I
cracked
could
the
get
book back
this.
open with me.
I feel like all
It
of
was
them are
like
good right
he was
here.
saying the science
Literally all
and
of them are
technology
good.
is what I know. I had my hands on that. I can't attest to what I read in the documents. Yeah, I saw something for a brief millisecond through a fucking window, but I don't know what that was. So people have taken what he said and exaggerated it. Bob has always been skeptical of the things he didn't have his hands on, and I admire that. And he's changed as a human. As a human, he's matured. So now he's saying, okay, let me look at it rationally. I don't know what I saw through that window.
Right.
And I appreciate that. He's so straight.
Yeah, he's very straight.
You know, various scenarios have popped up over the years about why he came forward. There are people who believe he just made it up. He was trying to make money, or he wanted attention. There are people who believe it's government disinformation to distract attention from something else that was going on out there. Or they believe both of them, which, you know, they would seem to be mutually exclusive. Bob would admit that he had no business being there, that there were much more qualified people to work on those kind of things. Maybe he was a guy who thinks outside the box, who might give a new slant on trying to figure this stuff out that they had for decades and had not been able to duplicate.
We should explain that a little bit. The Los Alamos lab story was him. He put a jet engine on a Honda. And it was a functional jet car that he built himself. So he was a legitimate propulsion expert, and again, like a super science nerd. Like where he got his education is what's weird, right?
I finally got an interview with the guy that wrote that article 2 weeks ago. So the guy, Terry English, finally, after all this time, he called me back 3 years late. You know what I mean? We'd love to put him in the movie.
42
And
energies.
I said, look, here's the point. You said Bob Lazar
Come on,
was
guy.
a physicist
Boys.
at Los Alamos.
Rin.
So how did you
Rin, can you
base that?
stop
You're writing
doing
a
that?
paper. And he goes, yeah. And it got picked up by AP News. He goes, if I had misrepresented that he was a physicist at Los Alamos, I would have been blackballed by everybody at Los Alamos. They take that very seriously. He was a physicist. I reported it. AP News picked it up. They repeated it. Not word one from anybody saying he wasn't a physicist at Los Alamos. It's little things like that that, you know, when nothing Bob has ever said have
There it
I
is
found
right
out.
there. Yeah. This is a real hot
Yeah.
rod.
and he did the story because the car was badass. When he
Yeah.
fired it up, it
When he has a history of this, he also made a hydrogen-powered Corvette later on. Yeah, he's a wizard. He's a very smart guy.
You know, he will admit to you that maybe he was picked for the job. They figured, all right, in case he blabs, we can discredit this guy like that. When we're done with him, there's things in his background. He likes to blow things up. He likes explosives. He had a pirate flag on his house at the time that I first met him. He liked machine guns. He had an illegal fireworks show that would go out in the desert every year that became a world-class event. He got into some legal trouble after he'd worked out there. So there's a lot of things in his life they could use to discredit him. But the people who still maintain that Bob was a disinformation plot, it was meant to distract attention out from something else going on out there. Whoever came up with that idea should be fired, because as a result of Bob coming forward with that story, Area 51 is now known all over the world. And I'm sorry, but the Bob Lazar version of that the tale is the one that prevailed. It's known everywhere. It's been in movies and books and TV shows. It's launched 1,000 different products, like the hat. Las Vegas 51s. Our AAA baseball team became the 51s because of the Lazar story. The ET Highway is created and christened by our governor. That story, that version that he told, is now known all over the world, whether detractors like it or not. And if somebody was trying to distract attention away from something going on at Area 51, it failed miserably, because tens of thousands of people made the trek out there. Even today, 31 years later, every single day there's somebody with binoculars or a scope or something looking for whatever is flying around out there. Every major news organization in the world, after giving me nothing but grief, has made beaten a path to Area 51's door. All of them, they have all done it. And Bob's story about reverse engineering craft from somewhere else is now part of a much larger and current series of events that we can get into.
Yeah, and that story that he told when he was on the podcast here got phenomenal response. There were so many people that I talked to that were my friends who were skeptical about that shit. They'd call me up and go, "Hey man, I'm starting to believe this is real." And I'm like, "You should watch the documentary, and then you should watch the Commander Fravor interview where he talks about the Tic Tac UFO that they encountered off of San Diego." Because you're talking about a rock solid military man with no shenanigans in his background, who is telling a story about a craft that they cannot explain, doing things that defy physics and our understanding of propulsion systems. And quite a few people from that interview have completely changed their tune. Friends of mine who thought it was total horseshit have done a 180, and they're like, "Fuck, is this real?" And then the New York Times story came out, of course, and the New York Times is showing all these images of these UFOs and these things that they can't explain that all exhibit very similar propulsion methods, or at least speeds that they can't explain. They move the same way. And there's legitimate people, legitimate scientists now that are starting to take this into consideration and say, okay, if this is from Earth, then there's got to be some sort of a program that has technology that's far beyond anything we knew was possible. How did they do that? Is it because there's some super geniuses that the government gets a hold of right when they're in college and they immediately ship them off to the desert and have them create this stuff? Or are we, in fact, encountering something like us from the future, or something from another place that has had a completely different path to technology? But it's not outside the realm of possibility. We're here. We're here sending videos through our phones to each other. You know, we're talking to people. It's being relayed through the sky. We're watching films that are instantly downloaded wirelessly from these servers. I mean, just the technology that we have right now is completely alien to anybody who was around in Roswell in 1947. From 1947 to 2020, in terms of the universe, is not even a half of a blink of an eye. And then boom, things have changed so radically. It's not crazy to think that something from somewhere is far ahead of us.
Yes, so that's one of the big things. Getting Commander Fravor in that room with Bob was so cool, because Bob talks to whoever he's talking with. He helps you understand what he's saying. He can go into high specified detail on stuff, but typically he's just talking to whoever's there. When I got him in front of Commander Fravor, all of us and Matt, we were all in the room. It was amazing, because Commander Fravor saw it too. He saw something like Bob saw it. And the way that the craft, the Tic Tac, moved, it cannot be. something that we have because it was clearly gravitationally propelled. This is something they talk about. Commander Fravor saw it bouncing like a ping pong ball on the inside of a glass. The inertia, being able to go bum, bum, bum. And the coolest thing Bob said was, well, Commander Fravor, Dave, it could have been a subject to a time distortion. So you're seeing it one way. And they started talking about gravity amplification. It was just so cool to see them talk without an audience. What the fuck did Commander Fravor see? And Bob was, it's cool that when he can be calm and chill like that and just talk to another human.
And what's crazy is what Commander Fravor is describing is what Bob was describing, the propulsion systems of 1989 that they were working on.
Straight up.
It's the exact same thing. Even the way it turns sideways to move off.
Well,
that's
that's
exactly how he's describing it.
Yeah, that's
which is crazy.
The gimbal craft, we have this video and everybody says, oh, it's this, it's that, it's another plane, an FA-18. Dude, I've talked with a dude at Boeing now who he serviced these pods that it was caught on, the gimbal. That thing is self-rotating. It is a saucer-shaped thing that is rotating mechanically against the wind. They all know that this has to be a gravity-propelled program. We understand the science that it takes to do it. We can't replicate
Jeremy,
it.
pull that thing
Sorry,
close to
I
your
always
face.
do that.
It's okay. Just have it right up to your face.
We can't replicate it, right, with our material sciences, our best information at this time. We can't replicate this technology, but we do understand how it works, fundamentally.
Fundamentally, we just don't have the power to actually make it.
The material science even, just the actual physical material science, the materials it's made out of, and that's what's been in the news now, metamaterials, that there are materials from craft that we have. George will talk about that, but Lazar is parallel with what we're seeing today.
Yeah, and what's also really bonkers is in '89, he was talking about element 115. It wasn't even scientifically proven to exist until 2013. So in 1989, he was talking about this is science fiction. He's making things up. In 2013, they actually were able to create, for a brief moment, an element 115, which is this insanely dense element that they believe is perhaps the propulsion system for this craft.
It was always theorized, of course, element 115, but fabricating it was an achievement. But yeah, if you're talking about being a winner every time history writes itself, Bob it's insane.
He's batting 100%.
100%.
He knew there was a place called S4. There had been no articles about that, no mention. I looked for it. I called Nellis Air Force Base and asked them, do you have a place called S4 anywhere on the range? Yeah. In fact, we have more than one. So can you tell me where they are? No. Can you tell me what goes on there? No. Well, there was a facility at Papoose. I think it was built into the side of the mountain, and you can see the dirt road on the old satellite photos. Why were people going down there? And then, of course, the video. He goes out there with his friends when he thinks he's going to be killed or he's going to disappear, and 3 weeks in a row, you've talked about it on this program,
Yeah.
and they videotaped it, and all the witnesses who were there have verified it, and it was not over Area 51. It was over Papoose, which officially has no facility. Nothing has ever been there. Bob knew a lot of stuff that he couldn't have known otherwise, and it's been proven over the years.
And he didn't know stuff that was disproven. He didn't come out. He didn't make up a bunch of crazy shit that you go like the William Cooper book, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people that have speculated what that was all about. Whether William Cooper was just schizophrenic, whether he was writing some truths mixed in with crazy things so you could discount the truth. I mean, that is a real strategy that the government will employ if they know that information is going to get leaked out. And they want to somehow or another discredit it, they'll connect it to really loony stuff that is absolutely not true. And you'll say, well, where'd you get that information? Oh, I got it from Behold the Pale Horse. Oh, Christ. Did you read all the stuff in that book? Right? I mean, so there's that thought, but there's none of that with Bob. With Bob, everything that he talked, it's so eerie.
Every time you turn over a stone, I think I'm going to find... At first, that's how George and I met. I thought I was going to see these guys cooked it up. That was my first entry point in 2012. I thought they cooked it up. Every stone you turn over, to be clear what George just said, Bob always said there's a place called Site 4. That was never mentioned anywhere at Papoose. He verified it in 1989 with head of public relations, who was a homie of his at Area 51. We then call 30 years later, and they give us the funniest fucking answer, trying to not talk about Site 4. So he confirmed it. Every time you turn over a stone, man, every time, Bob's proven right, and it's annoying.
What was the experiment that he did with element 115 that you guys videotaped?
It was
Is that available online? Can someone watch that?
No, it's
No,
a,
take
so there, it was called a cloud chamber test. So he had this stuff. I know people don't believe that it exists, and he never had any of it. They're welcome to believe it, but he had a piece of it. He
How
didn't
big was
steal
the
it.
piece?
The only time I ever saw it, it was in his lead shield round disc, and he had it for a while. It was in an
Was
office.
it because it's radioactive?
I think it's stable. I don't think it's radioactive. But that's how it was shipped to him.
So it's in a
It was
lead
to
disc.
protect it from bombardment because it will become unstable very quickly. That's how he says they
Heavy
use it in the
leather.
craft. So yeah, he had it in a puck and
Like a
George-
hockey puck looking?
Yeah, like a metal sandwich.
And it's lead.
Copper
Yeah,
bars.
yeah.
Okay.
It
So
was
it's in this thing.
Yeah, and I showed it, and I had it in the background in
I
one of
should
our
just go on a
stories,
whole
just
bunch
out of an inside joke. It's sitting in there. But Bob used to keep it in front of a particle accelerator that he had built at his home. You know, every non-scientist builds a particle accelerator in their home, and he had it there when he thought he was going to be killed. It was sort of a defense mechanism for him. He had it right in front. All he had to do is flip a switch, and he thought it could explode. I think he meant to scare people from coming in and trying to take him out. But this cloud chamber test was the only time I think he ever took it out of.
Nope.
Blood and thunder.
Oh, I think it's out here. It's a footprint, right? Footprint. Where is there? It is.
Baby. Dual wheel.
Sweet. Oh, quest log full. Damn.
Fucking rogue now, baby. And sap, baby.
Oh, it feels bad, man. These are gray, bro. I'm gonna get way less XP. That sucks. These are like free quests, pretty much.
Yeah, you gotta do this like 30 card.
I think the badge system we were talking about could be utilized. Say I didn't trade the BlizzCon in a dark hoodie. Yeah, that's another option too. Yeah, you could have a a badge icon that says I didn't use share stash or I did use shared stash or whatever you want to do it. You could do it that way too. But yeah, don't like honestly don't. I mean, let's just start thinking about it. All right, like we don't need like the worst thing ever is when it feels like you make a knee-jerk reaction, right? And people are like, then you regret it. Then you're all over the place. Then you're a soup sandwich. So let's not be a soup sandwich. All right. There's only 3, right? Let me see here. Black shield,
Okay.
hoofprints. Let me see this shit. Black shield, hoofprints, badge. All right, so we handle that in. Progress Theramore spies. So that's northeast. Oh, then we do Stinky's escape. Oh, okay, the escort. Oh, nice. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be
Haha,
spicy.
5 win in a way, dude.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
I went up AFK for Domino's delivery and died on my hardcore, bro. That is the sleeper thing that's gonna get people killed out in hardcore, and people don't really expect it. They think when you play hardcore you're gonna die in combat. I really think that's the stuff that terrifies me, man. In every zone, more or less, there's always something that's walking around trying to kill you, like a big elite or something. How many people answering the polls actually play hardcore though? I don't know. Probably most people, or most of the people would understand it at least well enough. I feel to make a decent opinion on it. I don't have a problem with the shared stash. I've always done it. Yeah, I mean, just let it marinate. Let it marinate. No need to make any. You don't need to go crazy right now. Wifey in the background? Oh. Let me see. I'd be cool with it involving the badge system. People just.
Alright, yeah. It's kind of what I figured. It's like. I feel like going on about specific rules is kind of crazy. Like, you're playing hardcore. If you die, you delete. And then it's just kind of. Try and be self-sufficient. Don't be buying shit off the auction house. Shit like that. Don't be getting traded stuff. Don't be sending your character bags. Just simple hardcore stuff. What was I watching? Watching something before this.
Out of this thing, and I got there right as the experiment ended, where they had this little chamber and it bent light. Now they showed me the video. I don't pretend to be a scientist. I don't try to be an expert on things I really don't know. But it looked to me like light was bending in this experiment, which it shouldn't be able to do. It's like a laser that bent.
I've seen some of this.
Jeremy has a little piece
I was able
of
to
it.
find, man, this was a search. So George, from day one, when
Do you have it right now? That video?
On me, it's in my movie.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, but basically, what happened is, it's so annoying. I'm like, you guys have footage of this because Bob never filmed this to put out to the public. It was to show his friends, like taking them to the test site, show them the saucers. It was so his friends didn't think he was fucking crazy. So they film it, and lo and behold, they give it to George. It's in a brown case. It's somewhere in his archives. I've sorted through his whole damn house, man. I can't find this tape. So then I asked Bob, is there anywhere this could be anywhere else? This is important footage, Bob. And I find it sandwiched between two Golden Girls episodes on some tape he kind of recorded over. So I got out to the public, 17 or 30 seconds of this cool down phase of the test.
Is that online anywhere?
It's in my film. I can put it online.
Right, but is it online? Has
No,
anybody taken that?
I got it.
No?
I found it in these old tapes. They couldn't
Right, but
find
you know how people take little things from movies and sometimes put
Oh,
them online.
maybe somebody has,
Could
but
be.
I'll post it, man. It's
Okay.
cool. It's cool. It doesn't. But Bob says he's so unimpressed with everything. He's like, Jeremy, that doesn't show the cool part of the test. It's just the cool down period. And I'm like, well, it shows that you filmed this with your friends back then, and that at least you believed you had 115. So what I have in the film, it's not definitive
Clock,
proof, but it
dude.
shows that they
Come
weren't
on.
lying. That
Did I
they
just
filmed
not
it.
pick this
George
quest
was
up
there
or something?
Bob would just assume that goes away, that people not
Is
talk
this
about
it?
it.
Is this it?
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it.
Jamie's the best.
Jamie. Wow.
So what's happening here? Explain. This looks like he's growing a plant or some shit. What is
Right.
this?
So this is why Bob was so unimpressed with what I found sandwiched in his personal home videos. Is
That's
that,
the disc. That's the top of the disc with
Okay.
a cross on top.
Yeah. So he was trying to show his friends, like today, if you had a laser pointer.
So here's the
the
cloud.
cloud.
You could look at it over there, Jeremy, if you don't want to turn around.
Oh, got it.
So
if Bob had a laser pointer back then, with the principles of the 115, which he did get out, and he does
where's
not.
the 115 in this image?
So why do I not
inside
have
of
the
the
question?
That disc.
the clamshell inside of the puck.
So that's that surface. We're looking at the surface
Yeah,
of this clamshell.
that's the top of this thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he'd have it in there. Now the whole sensitivity for him is there's real world implications. If he's telling the truth to us about it,
I don't understand what I just saw though. I didn't see anything.
You
Go
didn't
back
see
to
it
that.
bend. You don't see it.
Replay that again,
It's
Jan?
the only piece of the tape that still exists, but it's not the
Yeah.
key part of the.
all it shows, Joe, is that they filmed a home experiment back then. He demonstrated for his friends how light was bent by the material itself.
I understand that, but I'm not seeing that.
You're
here.
not. You're not seeing
So
it.
this
This
is
is the
not-
only piece of the tape that still exists, but it's not this central
Oh,
piece.
was this in the film?
Yeah, it was briefly. I didn't highlight it because it was like I
But
didn't.
I'm not seeing anything in this. This is what's confusing to me. This seems like nothing. Like nothing's going on at all.
Right. That's the point. Is that he has a long
that's odd.
version. George.
All right, I'm gonna go take my dogs out real quick, get some to eat.